Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Roleplay Tabletop, where every month our group of friends gets together and plays through a brand new one-shot adventure in Dungeons & Dragons, sometimes with a celebrity guest. If you haven't already, the simple click of the subscribe button, the like button, and that little notification bell genuinely helps us more than you know. We want to make celebrity guests here a regular thing, so we came up with a cool way to generate the funds to do so, while also rewarding you back for it with cool memorabilia from the show and actual physical goodies. By joining our Patreon, you get to bring our adventures to your table, where just $3 gets you a PDF of the adventure module so that you can run it with your friends, and the $3 tier adds your name 3 times to the drawing to win some of the cool terrain and minis from this month's episode. And no, not copies. The actual terrain that I crafted and painted. The actual minis that you're about to see at our table. And this month's episodes look so cool. The winners will be announced at the start of the next episode, so click the little notification bell so that you don't miss it. And speaking of our winners, or winner, of all top 3 of the spots, who wins all the minis, so we have all 3 forms of the Twilight Halfling. We have the little taste buddies, we have the food guards from Captain Candycorn's Dream. Also from Captain Candycorn's Dream, we have the giant spoon slide and the monstrosity form of the Twilight Halfling and everything. So the winner of all of this is our very own Kyle Pollender. As it was only our first month's contest, there were only a few contestants, so him doing the $5 tier added his name to the drawing 5 times, so he won all 3 of the top spots. So all this is yours, brother. If you're interested in the PDF to run this adventure at your table, as well as enter to win this month's minis and terrain, then check it out in the description. Regardless, thank you just for being here, and let's get started with Roleplay Tabletop Episode 9, titled The Flicker of Lantern Jack. In the world of Doorway, on the continent of Gildacross, just south of the Shroompetal Gloom, lies a notoriously spooky town of Crystalwick. Home to countless urban legends, including housing the building-sized jack-o'-lantern that supposedly eternally burns with the flicker of Lantern Jack. Crystalwick naturally crosses into the Shades Vale quite often. And on the day of the Dark Harvest, Doorway's Halloween, the dark plane of the Shades Vale crosses over the entire world, causing things that go bump in the night to bump a whole lot louder. During days of old, before the world was civilized, and humanity was still primitive and young, the wilds beyond the safety of the tightly knit civilizations were chaotic and unstable nightmares. When the time of the year came to venture off into the impossibly tall crops to reap their harvests for the year, they would have to brave the nightmarish creatures that hunted them and fed upon their flesh and their terror. Like many things in Doorway, this event self-realized into a holiday known today, millennia later, as the Dark Harvest. An entity representative of the accumulated pain, terror, and fear incited by these nightmares of old has taken form, called the Holiday Spirit, which arrives with each Dark Harvest to infuse its minions with enough power to influence the material world and incite as much chaos, fear, and terror as possible, ritually recreating those harvests of old. Long ago, still during the days of old, a sliver of the Holiday Spirit broke away, and instead became a beacon of light. This entity was a watcher, a monster, and a champion, Lantern Jack. Also self-realized into existence, Lantern Jack is every ounce of courage and bravery that those ancient originals harnessed to venture out into that darkness to harvest their sustenance for the year. His form is greatly tied to and influenced by the pumpkins that they would carve and use as lanterns to illuminate the darkness and burn away the creatures that lurked therein. And they would make those carvings into forms to attempt to outscare the creatures that haunted them, making these jack-o'-lanterns wards against both the monster's flesh and fear. In modern days, Lantern Jack's flicker, his life force, supposedly resides within the largest jack-o'-lantern in the world, which eternally burns in the center of the town of Crystalwick. The streets leading into the center of town are flooded with townsfolk who are prepping for the upcoming Dark Harvest celebration that will take place at Lantern Jack's giant jack-o'-lantern at midnight to mark the first day, as well as to welcome Lantern Jack and to challenge the holiday spirit. The center of town is aglow with nightlife as children and adults alike are dressed in their scariest costumes, an evolution of the people of old who would carve the scariest images that they could upon their glowing jack-o'-lanterns to try and outscare the nightmarish creatures that would lurk within the fields that they'd harvest, though jack-o'-lanterns too pepper the town by the dozen anywhere that you look. Several prominent townsfolk are present and mingling about, such as the Mayor Putrepox, who is a giant slug with his lower body completely exposed, always leaving kind of like a slimy trail behind him, with his upper half dressed completely to impress, with a dress shirt, a suit, top hat, cane, and a monocle. Both police forces are present. The Watchmen, which are the natural side of law enforcement, and then the Goosebumps, which lead the supernatural side. Several merchants and festival games are set up throughout the cobbled street of the wide open town square, with the giant building-sized jack-o'-lantern at its center. The outside of this ringed center of town are a mix of tall Gothic buildings that loom overhead, with the tight streets slithering between, before ultimately bleeding down into the more wooden thatch-style houses of the residential sections of town. Countless out-of-towners have journeyed to Crystal Wick to visit and experience the Dark Harvest at the town that houses the heart of its holiday tradition. The rest of Doorway merely celebrates the holiday in varying degrees of celebration and tradition. Regardless, the whole world knows that it's Dark Harvest, just by the noticeably increased goosebumps that might mark their flesh, the exacerbated feeling of unease as they pass by any shadows, and the increased presence and ferocity of the supernatural. We're about an hour away from midnight.
Scared. Very scared.
We're about an hour away from midnight, and our focus shifts to two individuals of note as they're mixed within this Dark Harvest celebration and await the darkest day of the year and enhanced mysterious forces that shall emerge from its shadows, as well as light their own jack-o'-lanterns and place them around Lantern Jack's massive one to help him fight back the holiday spirit within the Shades Veil to keep as many of its minions from crossing over as possible. If you guys would like, you can describe your characters and kind of talk about a little bit what you might be doing, as we're still an hour away from midnight.
So, I am a goblin barbarian named Grime. Grime is a stout, muscular goblin. He has dark green skin and bright yellow eyes. He's arrogant and reckless. He has messy black hair, and he wears leather armor adorned with bits of bone and teeth, showcasing his brutal nature. His weapon of choice is a massive great axe.
Like bigger than him?
Bigger than him.
A little berserk
right
action.
over the shoulder.
I like it.
And my character is Grimes' brother, Slime. He's much smaller than Grimes, so he had to develop his own little ego and his own way of, fighting back against, the bad things from our home swamp. He's very short. Grimblewhack Swamp.
Ah, yes.
He's very short, and he's very cunning, and he's very egotistical, and he does not like to be wrong. And yeah, that's pretty much it. He's very slimy. He's a rogue.
Okay, very slimy.
And I'm very grimy.
Okay, very grimy.
Yes.
Alright, so is there anything in particular you guys would be doing other than just kind of mingling about or anything like that as you're waiting for the clock to strike midnight and the whole big celebration to officially begin?
Slime would be kind of swaggering his way through the crowd looking for people who aren't paying attention to cut their purses. Ooh. And, see if he can score a couple copper. Okay. Maybe some silver.
Alright, go ahead and make a quick perception check.
Perception. Ooh, that's a 5 total.
Okay, alright. So even though you are able to see a few really tempting purses that are out there, some people are a little bit deeper into their drink by this time as we're nearing midnight. A few kind of partygoers whose costumes are already kind of like half smudged and kind of fallen apart and unzipped or unbuttoned or however it may be. Even though it looks like there are a few that might be kind of easy to get to, the police force, both between the Watchmen and the Goosebumps, are pretty much everyone's starting to kind of just coalesce in the center of town. And should you be seen by anybody, which would be very easy because a lot of people are all condensed, you are probably 100% going to jail.
And is the whole police force those slugs you were talking about?
No, that's the mayor.
Oh, the mayor.
Yeah, police force are a bunch of like
random. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, yeah, a lot of cops around here. Can't find anything to cut.
All right.
That was it.
No attempts, nothing else.
No, I'm a little nervous. I can see a lot of eyes on me, and my perception was a little low. I didn't really see any very easy ones, so just kind of gonna play it cool.
Wait in the shadows.
Yeah.
All right. What about you? Are you with your brother?
We're with each other.
Yeah, he's always with
we're
me.
inseparable.
He always has to keep an eye on me because I'm always getting into trouble.
Oh,
Very slimy.
Okay.
I'm the muscle.
Oh, all right. This 3 foot tall guy. I'm the muscle.
And then the 2.5 foot guy's like, yeah, watch out, my bodyguard's got you.
That meme of the two guys. I hate to be the guy that fucks with us.
Yep. They're done for.
All right. Okay, so anything in particular that you're doing?
So, I'm usually looking for a fight.
Okay.
Is there anything I can roll?
All right. You're looking for a fight?
I'm looking for a fight right now.
Okay. Like some kind of like contest type of thing? Or are you trying to start a legitimate just grab somebody's girlfriend's butt and then he's gonna...
Well...
This is 2024. We don't do that.
No, let's just go for a contest.
Okay. Go ahead and first just...
Anyone want to wrestle?
A guy dressed in like little girl's like cheerleading costume walks up. I'll do it. Make a perception check as you were looking for somebody who'd be interested in some kind of a fight.
13.
Okay. All right. So with a 13, the only person that you could see, are you literally just walking around like, hey, who wants to get into a friendly?
He just keeps shoulder checking like weaker looking people,
walking like this.
Yeah. Anyone weaker
Very
than
obnoxious. Okay.
Okay. All right. So in doing so, you do it to a few people that you're pretty sure you could take in a fight, a few halflings and everything, but they're either too deep into their drink to care or afraid enough of you, especially being a goblin and being in Crystal Wick. You never know who is some kind of crazy actual zombie or who's just dressed up as a zombie, or if they're a goblin, like, all right, did you just come from the Shades Vale and you're about to like do crazy chaotic things, or are you just a general goblin? The only person who looks like they give you any sort of interest when trying to challenge them is a very, very brawny Goliath, who looks like he could very easily just kind of snap your neck. But looking at you, he kind of sizes you up as you're kind of checking a few people and everything, and then you walk up to him and he just kind of rolls up his sleeves and just kind of gives you like a challenging look.
I'm gonna push him.
All right, so walk up and try and make a strength check really quick.
Okay, let's do it. That's an 11.
Things are getting grimy.
All right, so let's go ahead and see. And he rolled a natural 15. So I'd say Goliath, he would have at least a +3, so that'd be an 18. So in doing so, you push against him, and in doing so, you feel just a solid wall, almost like you literally just touched a actual brick wall for a second.
Oh boy.
And in pushing him, just your feet just kind of comically slide backwards just a little bit, and he kind of looks down at you. So, little goblin, are you being serious?
I am.
You want to fight?
I do.
Okay. How would you like to do it? Right here? Right now? Make room! Make room! We're about to have a brawl on our hands!
Are you in the shadows right now?
No, I'm still kind of walking forward. Like, you were kind of walking behind me, and I'm not sure this is even happening yet.
Alright, so you want to have an actual quick little boxing match?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright, we'll go ahead and make a few swings. I would say if he hits you extra hard, then he's just gonna pretty much one hit you. But if there's a chance that you can do some serious damage to him, especially if you're doing a little bit of a like below the belt kind of action, if you're being a little grimy, then I would say there's a chance. So go ahead.
I'm quite grimy.
And I would say just make an attack roll. You'll also make an attack roll. This would be unarmed strike.
Okay.
All right, so we got a total of 19.
Ooh,
Okay, let's see.
that boy's strong.
That's 10.
That's not
Okay,
good.
so with a 10, with a 10.
This was a mistake.
It's okay.
So as you come in, he moving forward, Goliath, he's actually quite nimble, but you can tell how nimble he is because as you come in to even swing at him, he looks as though he's about to dodge it just by reflex, but by not taking you seriously at all, he lets the blow hit, and in doing so, he literally comes down a hair. You're able to hit his jaw, which hurts your hand way more than you just see a little bit of a move. And then he comes with a fist that he actually opens up and just kind of relieves just a little bit, but he hits you hard enough to where you see his jaw just shut, and his feet actually lift up off the ground, and he just falls onto his back. So you're going to take, from that, 9 bludgeoning damage.
Can
and in doing so...
What, right after that, you can finish, but I'm going to run over.
Okay, and in doing so... Little goblin, that was fun. Maybe next time you hit me with 2 hands. Maybe even kick me. And then he starts to just kind of walk away, chuckling. Meanwhile, you just embarrass the shit out of yourself.
I did.
So I run over, I'm like, Ryan, what the hell happened?
I thought I could take him.
Again? And did the Goliath walk away yet?
He's just kind of like marching away. He saw you walk up to him, and he just kind of chuckled and started to kind of walk away to where his, or the next kind of like attraction would be as we're nearing to midnight.
I'm gonna say, if you're gonna cause a distraction, you have to let me know. All these purses are just walking away. I could have been cutting all of them. So if you're gonna do that again, gotta let me in on the knowledge.
I will, Slime, I will.
Okay, Grime, it's okay. I help him up.
All right.
You know I don't think, I act.
I wouldn't want it any other way. My grimy little brother.
Love you, Slime.
I love you, Grime.
All right. So with that, after kind of nursing his wounds a little bit, I would even say in doing this, you would gain, without having to expend hit die, I would say you could recover 2 hit die worth of HP from having kind of like a short rest, kind of licking your wounds without having to use up a short rest. So you can roll 2 hit die and try and regain that back without expending a hit die. So if you want, you can do that to heal up.
Go to your
in your character sheet, whatever your hit die are. Being a barbarian, it's probably a D.
If you click short rest, it'll tell you what your hit die is.
Okay, short rest.
It'd be like 1d8 maybe.
1d12 plus 3.
Okay. All right. So
that.
yeah. So I would say you can roll 2 of them and then heal back whatever it is. You don't have to use them up either.
Yeah, it's just free.
This is kind of the
All right, so that's 11.
Okay, you're
Plus
already
3.
healed up.
Yeah, so we're good.
So you're good to go.
Great.
All right.
It's a lesson learned.
Yep. So after kind of licking your wounds for the rest of the hour and everything, kind of laying low, you see a few purses that you know, like, oh man, I could have grabbed that one. So, oh man, that one's just begging for me to take it. But you're kind of 10 years
Grime,
old.
I'm getting frustrated. We've been here all day and I haven't made a single comper.
All right. So
We gotta think of something.
See any halflings we can rough up?
That's the time. At this point, we need to go for something big. We can't. It's too late for small thinking. So it's time to let the thinking come to slime.
All right. So with midnight just a few moments away, some last-minute townsfolk are placing their personalized jack-o'-lanterns all around Lantern Jack's massive one. Mayor Putrepox slithers around the massive jack-o'-lantern as he addresses the surrounding crowd. With each word that he speaks, the darkness of the night grows even darker, and the bright flickering of the lights of the jack-o'-lanterns all begin to almost compress, being pushed back into the pumpkins a bit by the force of the darkness that is beginning to pull its veil over the world as the day of the dark harvest is about to begin. You also feel this innate sense of unease and dread as the blanket of the Shades veil and the holiday spirit along with it draw over the world for the next day.
You feel that, Grime?
I feel it.
Things are getting slimy.
Mayor Putrepox slithers on up, cane, top hat, monocle, starts to kind of walk around Lantern Jack's giant flickering jack-lantern as he addresses the whole town and is now gathered around the town's center.
Another year where the flames of us mortals flicker and burn away the darkness that threatens our survival, that sets goosebumps upon the flesh. Makes the hearts race, and the lips to tremble.
Lantern Jack's flicker forever burns within his lantern. as well as within each of our own. And should it all blow out into smoke. As he says this, the veil is fully upon the world. It does not need to be announced, for each of you feel it within you, gripped upon your heart, to where it almost hurts with each struggling beat.
Nothing can smother the flickers within here.
Putrpox touches his slimy chest.
For we are all jack-o'-lanterns. Even now, we...
The blackened shadow of the sky above begins to coalesce into the swirling maelstrom until a large black funnel of smoky energy begins to touch down like a tornado, and it engulfs Lantern Jack's massive skeleton, massive pumpkin. The light that flares within the tumultuous black smoke before the blackness retreats back into the sky, aglow with Lantern Jack's stolen flicker from the now dim jack-o'-lantern, before the orange glowing blackness explodes across the sky, enveloping the town in a brief flash of an orange glowing dome, before it dims and dims and dims, until the jack-o'-lanterns, along with the varying small glows emanating from each person's chest in this darkness that shrouds the world. Panic ensues the townsfolk as they each cling to each other. Some scramble for sources of light until it becomes a chaotic rush toward the jack-o'-lanterns in the center, as they are the only things still giving off just a little flicker of light. Or they begin clutching to some of the countless ones that are all spread throughout the rest of the town, and it's swelling into a panicked mob. Both the Watchmen and the Goosebumps all attempt to make order from the chaos. Simultaneously, nightmare amalgams begin to come and spawn into fruition, feeding upon and self-realizing from the growing fear along with the now missing flicker of Lantern Jack protecting the town. Many townsfolk cling to their acquired jack-o'-lanterns and retreat back into the town to hole up in their homes. But police forces are trying to grasp some sort of order. How do you guys react to this chaos?
Well, I go, perfect. You know what to do. Children and the weakest people you see. Put that foot out, trip them. It's time.
Total chaos.
Yes. So I'm looking for people who panicking, running past me, weak people to just quick cut their purses, grab maybe like the richest looking people. And then he's over there just like tripping people, causing chaos, just brawling with whoever, like weak
I'm dropping
people.
my great axe down, tripping people with that, using my leg.
Okay.
And I'm just like, and I'm just throwing everything in my knapsack.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and are you trying to be stealthy about it, or do you not care? Are you
Just trying to be as
embracing
quick
chaos?
as possible, just like a blur.
All right. So in doing so, I would say, make a sleight of hand check.
All right. Natural 20
Okay.
plus 9.
Oh my lord. Okay, so 29. Okay. So you are just like literally
Like a
Ultra
blur.
Instinct Goku.
I'm just
Just,
like,
very good.
Like Madara Uchiha.
You were just literally just deftly and you just feel like this is what I was waiting for. This is it. And
This
you can
is
just
big.
and
I
you are
turn
just
it. You can see me. I'm
one with
turning in the
grind.
slime. I'm like, just like grabbing all the coins I see, all the valuables, all the necklaces, all the rings.
All right, so you're able to get quite a sack full of like literally just though you're not able to even count it at the time. You don't know exactly how much you have, but you have several heavy kind of knapsacks full of jewelry, little coins, even just things that looked valuable that you were just like, I don't even care. I'm taking it. I'll figure it out later. And then in the meantime, you were also
I was
helping out and
like
tripping
a
everybody and
ballerina
everything.
over there, like just like hitting people.
So
like,
graceful.
this is our moment.
And during this, you also, with you kind of deftly falling into these motions, kind of stealing everything, you are kind of just like getting kind of torn up, like holding back your rage just enough to where you don't want to literally go into a rage and start
Hurting
actually
people,
just
yeah.
like hurting all these regular
I just want to
innocent
rob
people.
them.
But
hurt
in doing so,
person.
you,
It can
you,
happen.
you bust up the occasional lip and everything like that. Sometimes it's an old lady.
Like,
Yeah, what was that name?
She was asking for it.
it's a risk. It comes with the job.
But yeah, you guys are able to cause quite a bit of chaos, quite a bit of havoc, and you guys are terrible people. So,
We have a terrible past. Okay?
Brimblewhack, if you don't have the cash, you're not surviving.
yeah.
So if we got to go back there, We gotta have cash.
I think Zabza, the Demon of the Mist, I think he was from...
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know the town.
He's actually one of the 7 deadly swordsmen.
Yes. All right, so, enough nerding out. Back to Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So after all of this, and as the chaos begins to almost, you kind of get your fill from what you were doing. And at this point, you're actually starting to almost kind of worry for your own safety, because enough of the people who have kind of been clear of mind have retreated back into their own homes, or the police force is starting to kind of get a grasp on everything. And some actual combat is starting to break out from some of the nightmarish creatures that have kind of spawned. You guys begin to hear a voice. Faint, though you've never heard it before. It sounds as familiar as your own. You realize it's coming from the jack-o'-lantern that is nearest to you. The voice begins to sound fleeting, and you begin to hear it anew, cutting through the ravenous rabble of the night, coming from another jack-o'-lantern down the way, and you feel compelled to follow.
Okay, we'll follow it.
It feels right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We come from a long line of people who worship Lantern Jack.
Ah. Okay. One by one, you each follow the whispering tale of jack-o'-lanterns out of town and into one of the countless cornfields that surround it. Now, in doing this, do you feel that you're, both of you, more drawn to even though the voice is what you were kind of following, when you're looking at these jack-o'-lanterns, do you kind of feel more of a connection to the light that it radiates, or to the shadows that the light casts upon the objects that it hits?
I'm feel more towards the shadows, I guess. Like, oh, a good place to hide. After the, our adrenaline was pumping so much during that time, we were so excited to finally, we pretty much did it, what we came for in a single, however long that took, 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. The entire reason we came here was to make money and stuff, and we got it. So now we're just drawn to that power now. We're all like worked up and we're like, more.
All right.
More.
All right, so as you push through the corn stalks, the night grows noticeably darker and darker, and you eventually grow a sense of unease as you gain a growing certainty that you're not alone. And the voice from the lanterns hasn't spoken for a while. You've been just following this innate path into the cornfields. And you begin to get this kind of, that uneasy feeling of walking through a forest and not even thinking, and then all of a sudden realizing, wait, are we lost? It's kind of like that feeling that you guys just got. Just as your nerves begin to grow to an apex, you push through stalks of corn and enter a little bit of a clearing where some of the corn was kind of smashed down. And waiting in the center is a mounted scarecrow with an unlit jack-o'-lantern head, a scythe in one straw hand, and an unlit lantern in the other.
I say we're drawn towards the statue.
We approach the statue.
It's a scarecrow.
Oh, scarecrow. Sorry, I thought you said statue.
Nope, scarecrow. All right.
So we're just like kind of just distracted. We're just drawn into it. Like we just feel it, like the darkness and where it's leading us, and we're just following it, and it's leading back to that scarecrow, I guess.
Yeah. As you guys approach the scarecrow, you feel a slight tug as this faint glow leaves your chest, and it illuminates the pumpkin head and the lantern of the scarecrow.
You came.
It says at its joints begin to kind of crack and pop as it animates and stands before you with its shoulders tiredly slumped forward as it leans upon its scythe. The light within its jack-o'-lantern head and the lantern within its hand now barely aglow.
I'm sorry you are damaged enough to be here. Perhaps we can all find what we're missing.
What kind of trick is this? I started like looking in the bushes for like any like sorcerers or anything like that who would have animated this thing.
Try and jump up and feel any strings.
Yeah. Hello.
This guy looking for a fight, Slime.
He looks a little scary.
Okay.
If you think you can take him, I trust you.
You begin to hear a rustle in the corn stalks around you. Sounds like it's coming from several different places.
I knew it!
It appears it was not only the two of you that heard my call. Part of my stolen flicker is here. I know not what perverted forms of mine they shall take. Help me retrieve what was stolen. I shall do what I can, and aid as my strength returns.
He pauses for a moment before readying for the encroaching forces that kind of rustle the crops as they near. And then he kind of turns back to you.
Laughter is the antidote to fear. The antithesis to the scream. Though the terrors have tried to warp laughter into their own weapon of fear, there is a power to the many things that come from the chest.
In response, you hear your own heartbeat. You feel the warmth of the internal flame of your own flicker, or at least what's left of it after what was borrowed by what seems to be Lantern Jack. And you actually release a small giggle. In doing so, you feel the flame of your own flicker slowly begin to glow. It is then that they are upon you. And not to let them get the edge, you prepare yourselves for survival, alongside this kind of lackadaisical, kind of sluggish scarecrow. And that's going to be initiative.
Grime?
Slime.
Battle formation 46. Get ready.
Let's go.
Wow, that's plus 6 range.
So they got a 24.
I got an 18. 12 plus 6.
I got a 15.
Alright. Let's see. So you had 26?
No, wait. 18. Yeah, 12 plus 6.
Okay. Alright, and then you got...
I got a 15.
Okay. And you are slime, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's Grime.
And I'm Grime.
And then, okay.
It's not hard to
All
remember.
right. Yeah. Alright, so
He's slimy. I'm
the
Grimy.
Watchers got a 24. So Lantern Jack, he always moves on initiative count 25. So how this is going to work is at initiative count 25, you guys are able to move Lantern Jack up to 25 feet. And then he also projects a 25-foot light from his lantern anywhere you guys want. And anything that is in that light takes double damage.
Okay.
Or
Including
anything
us?
Until the start of the next turn.
Including us?
No, any enemies within that light.
Good to know.
So once that light hits an enemy, then until everybody pretty much takes a turn, it takes double damage. And you guys both did the shadow. So in doing that, as a free action, and you guys get one charge of this, it gets refreshed every combat. You have one charge. You and your allies gain heal for all damage you deal until the end of your next turn, as you kind of draw upon the fear and pain that you guys inflict. So basically, in using that, every one of you guys, the next turn that you take, you heal for all the damage that you do.
Within that
you guys
turn.
both gain one. Yeah.
Refreshes every turn? Or
Every
once
combat.
per combat?
Yeah,
Every
once per
combat.
combat.
I was going to say, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And again, initiative count 25 is when Lantern Jack you're able to move him and adjust his light.
Okay.
Right,
Now,
so
do we both heal, or is that for each
just
of
you
us?
for your damage.
Okay.
Yep. So at initiative count 25, you guys can move Lantern Jack, and then shine his light. Where do you guys want to move him to? Who do you want to shine it on?
I guess we could just kind of shine it like straight forward for now. We're gonna try to kind of kite back towards him and draw them into the light.
We're gonna back up a little bit, and I guess he can move forward a little bit. We're gonna kind of get together, and then he can shine his light on us if they're gonna come towards us.
Okay. These things, it looks like they have a little bit of a longer reach.
Okay.
Probably a 10-foot reach.
Okay.
But, so this is initiative count 25, so you guys can move Lantern Jack up to 25 feet and then shine his light in a direction.
Can we have him just Are we about 25 feet away from him?
So this thing is 25 feet, so...
Can we move him up? You want to move him up to us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Alright, so Lantern Jack just kind of... Now doing what I can. He holds his lantern up and kind of shines it upon you guys. So shining it on you guys isn't going to do much. They're just going to bypass the light.
Yeah, we were thinking
Maybe you want
that...
to go, like, just kind of, in case they come in on us, we can have,
Yeah,
like,
just to, like, have a
like
cutoff. Yeah, that one, and then maybe...
Okay, something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, they'd be pretty good, so you're cutting that one off. All right, so that is him. So next are the Watchers. So you guys see these big kind of hulking pumpkin head type things that have these kind of animated vine bodies that have these kind of like tree bark and then steel woven kind of weapons that they all wield. One is a mace, one is an axe, and then one is a scythe. And as they kind of push through some of the cornfields in between some of the rows from where you guys are kind of set up, and where this cornfield is and where the Dark Harvest, the Shadesvale, had kind of fallen, you guys are a little bit in the in-between. This is a little bit of the cornfields that you guys recognize in Material Plane, but it also is kind of bleeding further into the Shadesvale. So when these sentries, these Watchers, kind of, which is one of the aspects of Lantern Jack, as they kind of start walking up, and you can see the flicker that is kind of inside of each of the little tiny jack-o'-lantern heads that are inside those big pumpkin head bodies, and the perversion of it that has kind of twisted it into the holiday spirits version, as they kind of all just kind of... We are Watchers. They just kind of start pushing through some of the corn and kind of trying to just mindlessly just kind of get to where you guys are. So they're going to just advance as far as they can, which their move is 30 feet. So this guy... 30. So it's going to head right to you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Oh boy. And this guy, avoiding his flicker, is going to...
I should have kept it the way it was.
30. So he is too far away to be able to do anything. And the corn maze does kind of block the line of sight from what they can see, even though the minis are kind of taller than the corn pieces. So the only one that's able to reach you guys is this guy that's in the middle, and he is going to do a swing that he is able to hit just everyone in an arc. So he's going ahead and make both his melee attacks against both of you guys. His reach is 10 feet, so he can actually even be disengaged from you guys. And as he comes kind of walking up, he's going to make his attack. So that is a total of a 13 hit against both of you guys. All right, that was the first attack, and then second one is a total of 22 to hit.
That hits.
All right, so it's 1d8 plus 3. So that is only 4 slashing damage as you just kind of always watching.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge like every time?
It is just a reaction, right?
Yeah. So I'll use that in half it.
All right. So you go ahead and take 2 slashing damage, and then you haven't raged yet because it wasn't your turn yet.
Right.
So you are not raged, and as a bonus action, this guy is, which only one of them can do per turn. As a bonus action, he's going to do Power Sprout. So in doing so, he leaps 15 feet high and 15 feet long.
Oh my gosh.
Creatures adjacent to where he begins, as well as where he lands, has to make a strength or a dex save. Strength save is higher, so he's going to 15 feet. 5, 10, 15. So he's going to land on a barbarian. Sticking right there. Absolutely smothering you. So make either a DC 14 strength save or DC 13 dex save. It just kind of lands, and you just kind of, oh shit, just see this thing just leap out of the cornfield from behind, and just kind of crash right next to you guys.
All right, so I'm gonna do a strength save.
I'll do a dex save.
Okay.
18 plus 6.
All right, cool. So you passed, and what about you?
That's a 1.
Ooh, okay,
Plus
so you're
a 5, so I've got a 6.
Okay, so you're knocked prone, and you take 3 bludgeoning damage, and you're knocked prone. Which would have been awesome if he did that first, because then that guy would have gotten an advantage against you. That was bad play on my part. And then you were able to pass, so nothing happened with you. You were able to kind of see it enough to where you kind of sidestep just a little bit out of the way. The other guy isn't able to reach any of you. Already used that one-time bonus action per guy per round. So as a bonus action, he is just going to dash.
In a little bit of a pickle.
Yeah, it's weird how you told us to move the lantern out of the way and then moved all three of them into where exactly we had it.
If you guys had it there, they would have gone the other way. I would have moved him.
Well, I think I would have rathered that.
I would have shined it on one guy, because now you guys are going to go this turn without him.
I mean, we couldn't shine it on anyone. They weren't close enough.
So how's prone work? Like, I have to roll to
half
get
your
up?
movement to get up.
Okay.
And any attacks against you get advantage, but you're going to take your turn.
I can use help as a bonus action. Can I help him up as a bonus action?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, and I would say that wouldn't take his movement if you were using your bonus action to do that. If you want to do that. So next is Slime, then Grime. What do we got?
I guess could I bonus action help him get up first, or do I have to kind of get near him?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are already adjacent to each other, so you can use your bonus action to do that. He helps you up. You're no longer prone.
All right, and then for my action, I think I will. I guess a regular attack. They can all see me right here. I'm gonna make a dart attack against the furthest one.
Okay.
And if I hit with my dart, I get advantage on that person until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
So that's +6. 14 plus 6 is 20.
All right. Yeah, that hits.
So that's a 1d4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 is 7.
All right. Cool.
7 damage to one of them. And then I don't have a bonus action or anything. Give me 1 second.
Mace, scythe, axe. So we'll keep track. So the guy with the mace has 7 damage. As a little dart just sticks into the pumpkin side. Yeah,
and that's kind of all I can do because I already used my bonus action.
Okay.
And this is a... No, I don't have my reaction anymore still, right?
You gain it at your turn, yeah.
Okay,
So
so
you
I got
have
that.
your reaction.
Okay. So that would end my turn. I can't do anything else. If I move, do I have to disengage?
Yes.
All right. And I can't disengage easily as a bonus because I already used it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you have to risk all 3 of them attacking you.
I'm not going to do that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Please.
What you got?
All right, what about you?
Okay, so
What do we got, Grime? Give me your grimiest turn.
I think I'm gonna disengage as a bonus action.
I might have to
Okay.
cleave here.
Yeah. Ooh, actually,
You gonna rage?
Yeah,
that
go
might be
for it.
better. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna rage.
All right, we're gonna rage.
Okay.
How much damage are you taking? Maybe you can do your, if you have to, you can use your dark thing for the healing. But
Yeah.
I mean, you might want to save it. I don't know.
I'm gonna save it because I
if
didn't
they
take that
if they
much damage
dismantle
yet.
us next round, then
Okay, so I'm gonna use my great axe
Okay.
on the guy with the mace.
All right.
And then I have an ability called Cleave, where once per turn, if you hit a creature with a melee attack using your great axe, you can make another melee attack with it against a second creature within 5 feet. Now, is that only 1, or can I do all 3 with Cleave?
So when you make your attack, you get to do 1 additional one.
Okay.
yeah, so just 2 total.
All right. So let's do this. So to hit, we have a 19.
That hits.
Okay.
What do we got?
So damage, we have... That's going to be a 10
Okay.
plus 2, so 12.
Nice.
Now for Cleave, am I already hitting him, or do I have to roll again to hit him?
What does it say? You may make an additional attack.
Yeah, I think it's an additional
Okay.
attack.
You can make another melee attack
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes. make
with it
another
against the
attack.
second creature.
Yep. New attack roll.
So just a new attack roll.
All right. So this one's going to be 26.
Okay. Yes. That.
Wow.
Okay.
That's not a crit.
And then that's going to be an 8 plus 2, so 10.
Okay. Nice. So 10.
Nice
So the
attack.
one with
Now,
scythe gets hurt.
was
for the
that a
first
crit
time.
if it's over 20, or it's got to be a natural
It
20?
has to be a
Natural
natural
20,
20, or if you're a class that you can crit at like 19 or something, I don't think barbarians can do that though. I think that's a
Okay.
fighter
They
thing.
do.
Oh.
Yeah. Brutal critical.
And then I'm going to
Does
use
he have?
I don't think yet. No.
No.
my bonus action to disengage and back up a little bit.
All right. Where are you gonna go?
Okay.
So you see your brother just kind of slice through. They just got. as some of their vines, like some of the all the pieces that are kind of like wriggling, kind of shooting this purple ichor out as you kind of cleave through it, kind of stick into the second guy and kind of pry it out, and in doing so stumble backward, begin your disengage to get it out of the way. Lantern Jack at this point about to reorient his lantern. So with this, if he has 25 feet of movement, you guys could just kind of cast it on all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, well, it just has to shine on them, and it's for the whole turn.
Yep.
So, yeah.
They just need to
It only
hit
has to
once.
hit them.
Yeah.
And then if they move out of it, it's still going to...
Doesn't matter, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Until
Could we
the next
do
initiative.
that and then have him maybe put himself in between
fuck
me
out.
and the...
Yeah, he can. If he gets hit, which this is an important thing I forgot to say, if he gets hit, the effect stops
Oh, okay, maybe we don't want to do that then.
until the next initiative count when you.
Yeah, let's like
redoes
hit all three of them, and then maybe have them quite back towards where.
Maybe I should kind of stand in front of him. Maybe guard him a little bit.
guard
there.
him.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll just have them do the lantern and maybe like back up like a little bit.
All right. And don't forget, as a free action, you guys get your heal for all damage thing.
Yep.
All right. So in doing so each one of these would be like 5 feet of movement. So 5, 10, 15, as you guys just kind of shoot his lantern across, and then he can still move another 10.
Yeah, maybe like something like that.
Cool. Just kind of keep this so it's not on top of you. All right, cool. All right, so there's Lantern Jack. So now the Watchers are going to go. They are both going to go ahead and... This guy's going to take a step forward. This guy's going to attack you. And then this guy is going to try and do his leap to land on the Lantern Jack. It doesn't affect... The actual effect doesn't affect him, but that got him close enough to where he's going to try and make his attack to make the effect end.
Does that give me an opportunity attack?
No, he was 15 feet ahead and then over.
Not even a dart.
Now, does rage continue if you keep attacking, right?
Yes, yeah, that's
Okay.
one of the things that keeps replenishing it.
Okay.
Basically, if you're a barbarian in combat, your rage is pretty much, it's happening. All right, so he's going to make an attack on Lantern Jack first. And that is only an 8.
Let's go.
Oh my god. 8 plus 6 is 14, but Lantern Jack's AC is 15. All right, so, oh wait, it's a multi-attack. He's going to attack again.
No.
That's a 4, natural 4. Oh my god, so that's 10. Okay, all right. All right, so they just kind of, I'll go for the flicker. As he kind of leaps ahead, and then Lantern Jack kind of almost like drunken in boxing, just kind of like, ugh, I'm trying. Just kind of like nimbly somehow just friggin' dodging this thing's axe. So the one guy is going to attack you twice, Grime. So that is a natural 16, so it's a 22. And then the second one is an 18. And then the other one is going to attack you twice. There's a natural 1. And then there's a 22 as well.
That one hits.
All right, so there's going to do 12 bludgeoning, so that's halved because you're raging.
So I'll do 6, right?
Yep. And then that is 11 halved, again 6 because it's rounded up. So you take a total of 12 bludgeoning, attacking you. So that is going to be a total of 6 half bludgeoning. Right? Yeah. And can you dodge?
Uncanny dodge, so 3.
Yep. And the other one missed, right?
Yeah.
So all right.
That's
So
a natural 1, I think.
yep. So
Doesn't hit any of his own.
Does that miss? All right. So that is it for their turn. So again, they're going to take double damage from everything. So what are we going to do? Slime, you're up.
Slime is going to bonus action and probably disengage from this bad area here.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have a nimble escape. I can take disengage action as a bonus action. So get out of there.
All right.
And then I'm gonna kind of head back towards. Which one did I hit with my dart? Did we keep track of that?
Yeah, the mace. I went
Okay.
off their weapons.
Okay.
So mace, he took 19 so far. Scythe guy took 10. Axe guy didn't take any.
Can I sneak attack since I'm behind him and he's facing Lantern Jack?
Yeah, I think you get your sneak attack as long as an ally is engaged.
Okay. So I will. I'll try to, hit the one that's attacking Lantern Jack.
So where do you want to move to?
I can move into the shadows here, maybe into like the brush.
Yeah, you can move through here. You could literally be inside of here if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I just need. I have a 20 range for my dagger.
Okay.
So as long as I can make that attack, I can.
All right.
So I'll do that as a sneak attack.
Yeah, because Lantern Jack is engaged with him.
And then if he's, are they large?
Yes.
So if they're large or smaller, it must succeed on a DC 14 dex or it will fall prone.
Okay.
Well, I haven't attacked it, so.
Okay. Well, he got a 12 too.
Okay. Well, that would be bad for him, I think. So 13 plus 6.
That hits.
Cool. 1d4 plus 7. Or 1d4 plus 3 is 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. Got a 4 again. And then the sneak attack, I do 3d6s.
All right.
For the sneak attack damage. I don't have a d6.
Here are
Perfect. 3, 5, 11 total. A 3, a 2, and a 6.
Cool. So 7 and 11?
Yep.
Nice.
Um,
It's 20 total for that guy. Oh, it's double.
oh, because he was in the light, too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. 40. That did a huge chunk.
And he falls prone because he failed the DC 14 dex save.
Yeah, so in doing so, you just kind of nimbly, before you jump into the cornstalk, you just kind of...
I cut his Achilles.
Yeah, this is a slimy little tendon. Yeah.
All right. And you take him down. He falls prone. As it kind of falls prone, his Achilles cut. So in doing so, that is the end of your turn. Is now your brother's turn. What do we got?
Okay. So I had an extra attack last turn too. I am able to attack twice.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have extra attack. You love 6.
Didn't realize that.
Well, we all learn. Good thing it happened in the first combat, so that's okay.
So, I guess I'm gonna use my great axe and I want to cleave these guys again.
All right, go for it.
Okay. So,
I lose advantage on the mace guy because I didn't attack him. So once that turn ended, my advantage on him ended. But I'll take what I did.
so we got a 19.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, that hits.
and then a 14.
That misses.
Okay. All right, so let's do.
And don't forget, you guys also started with 1 inspiration.
Oh,
Right
can I
over,
heal my the damage taken too, retroactively?
What's the inspiration do?
It's a free.
It's a
reroll.
free, yeah, it's a free roll
Okay.
Heal damage.
for my.
The shadow thing, the free action.
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna do it.
Is that per battle or just per?
Yeah, it's per combat.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not gonna do it yet.
I mean, I'll use the inspiration and try to roll to hit again.
Oh, the inspiration isn't. Your shadow feature is once per combat. The heal.
The
for
inspiration is
damage-
once per the entire time, so you're gonna want to save that.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So you hit
Right.
1.
So for damage, we got 8 plus 2. I'm going to use Fury of
The small.
the Small and add another 3, so that's going to be 13. And then for my second attack, I'm going to use Cleave again.
That's a total of 45 against this guy so far. All right.
And that's the guy with the mace, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you're gonna attack him again and use cleave.
Yes.
Okay. You can come up this time when you.
Alright, so
Slice
that's a
through
miss.
him.
That's going to be a 9. And then for the second guy, we have...
You have to hit for
Yeah.
the cleave to work.
Yeah.
So if you miss the first one, you're done.
Okay.
First one able to slice through it, do quite a bit of damage to it. Just kind of.
Annoying goblins.
And they just kind of get ready to attack next, but it's Lantern Jack's turn again. And you guys want, you pretty much kind of do the same thing. They're all literally in this freaking column, so you can just kind of do the same thing, move them back even a little bit further.
Aren't they going to take double damage too?
Yeah, they did. I doubled it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll do that again, the little scan thing, and then we'll leave it kind of in that line that they're all kind of lined up in. So
And before I end, I'm going to actually bonus action disengage and back up.
You're kiting? You're kiting?
so like hits all of them. Then I'll kind of leave it in that line, kind of to keep them at bay, I guess you could say.
Okay. And then you guys can move Jack just a little bit further if you want.
I'm a little bit too close for comfort.
Back him up behind the fence, maybe.
Move me back, please.
He's kiting. We slither this under. Oh god.
All right, nice. Okay. All right, so top of the order, it is the Watchers. The one guy is going to use half his movement to climb and get prone.
That won't happen again.
He is going to go ahead and attack our little barbarian friend, as he's the first one that he's going to see when he gets up. Use his movement to get over there. This guy is going to use his movement to come in and attack you. And this guy's also going to use his movement to come in and attack you.
Do I get any cover for being a goblin in a big ass field?
Yeah, actually, yeah. If you wanted to hide, you could have used the hide action, but like that would have been your action. For
I
the
wouldn't.
turn.
Yeah, I didn't have the opportunity to hide.
But yeah, so I would say the corn is gonna.
I'm
say since you're
I'm like
in
2.5 feet tall.
I would say instead of giving you the bonus to cover, which would be +3, I would say it gives you an AC of plus. Well, yeah, it's the same thing. Harder for them to hit you because it's
So what?
it's not that it's
how
like
much
blocking
should I add
anything.
to my AC for this? For
It's just
being in there?
higher for them to beat to do it. So they have to hit
Yeah.
whatever your AC is +3.
3. Okay.
Just because
That's
it's
what
not that the corn is protecting you, it's just they can't see you, so they're just kind of.
Yeah.
I think he's here.
Yep.
So they're going to attack. So the first one is a 4 + 6 is 10, so that missed. That is a 6 + 4 is 14, and then we got a 24 and a 12.
The 24 would hit.
All right, so that is going to be 5 slashing damage.
Half would be 3.
Yep.
It's rounded up, right?
Yes.
Alright.
All right, and then the one that is going to be attacking you is a 17 hit.
Yes.
All right, and then the other one is a 17 hit.
Yes.
All right, so that is 7, and then 8, so that's 15 slashing or bludgeoning, and that is going to be halved, so there's going to be 8. Take 8 bludgeoning. All right, so end of their turn. What do we got for Slime?
All right, Slime can. He's just gonna kind of dip out of here with a disengage action,
All right.
and maybe try to sneakily cut across and try to attack the one. Try to finish off the one that's attacking Grime. So we can try to focus on the other two,
Okay.
and I'll sneak attack this guy again.
All right.
Do I get advantage on that too? Or no?
Yeah, you have sneak attack.
Okay, cool. That is a 6 + 6 is 12.
That missed.
All right. And that's a 13
All right, that also missed.
plus 6.
Oh, yeah, that hits. Yeah. 19?
Yep.
Yep.
And then, so that would be 1d4 plus 3. That's a 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. And then 3d6s. 2 5s and a 4, so that's 14. And I guess all that's doubled.
So what was your total damage that you did?
So 14 plus 14 plus 5, which is 19.
All right,
So,
double.
yeah.
All right, so axe
38
guy
damage.
this time. What did you attack him with?
Just my dagger, and if he's not dead, I'm gonna try to trip him again. Okay.
All right. So in doing so, you throw your dagger out, and this time, this is the one that had the Achilles kind of cut, and in doing
Cut
so,
his
you
other
cut the other one, and in doing so, all the vines unable to sustain the pumpkin body as it falls, just kind of splatters, just kind of kindling inside of it. You hear the crackling. You being so close can feel the warmth of the flicker of Lantern Jack that is still alive within this thing's like kind of the guts, almost like somebody just smashed a pumpkin. All the seeds and mush and everything that are in there, the flicker is still there, but it is dead.
All right, and then I used my bonus action to disengage already.
Yep.
Did I use my full movement, or do I have any more?
That was your full movement to get there.
All right. I guess that would end my turn then.
Alrighty. All right. So, Grime, what do we got?
Okay.
Please tank for me.
So,
Oh, I'm gonna use the healing now.
Any chance I can make it this far?
That will heal me all the way. I did a lot of damage there, so
Okay.
whatever it was.
Oh yeah, you did 19 doubled 36. Yeah.
So do I get advantage being behind them?
That guy, yeah,
38.
38. Yeah, 19 doubled. Yeah. It was overkill. So
Math-
as soon as I saw
math
the
project.
19,
All right, so I'm gonna use the great axe and
Alright.
use cleave, and I'm also gonna use frenzy. So first target with rage for additional 2d6 if I hit.
all right, nice.
And then I'm also gonna add fury +3 and heal if I hit.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, we're stacking buffs. We're burning
We're stacking
all cooldowns.
Thunder Armor.
Okay.
Absolutely
So
stacking Thunder Armor.
Can we use Elixir the Mongoose here?
So that's gonna be a fucking miss. God damn it.
Oh, you have another attack, right?
I
Inspiration.
do have
maybe?
another attack.
That might be an inspiration angle, but I don't know. Depends if you're feeling it.
I'm gonna do the second attack. Okay. 17.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. So that's gonna be 11 plus 2 plus 3, so we have 16,
Okay.
and then plus 3.
So 19 doubled again, 38.
Now that one hit, so I can now attack the other guy.
And he is also dead. You deal 38 damage to him.
Okay, I heal up all the way.
Well, can you do something if you reduce someone to 0?
A little victory
Yes,
rush
I
action.
can.
Yeah, Victor. Are we playing WoW or Thunder Armor, Elixir and Longest?
I keep forgetting the actual
Where
name,
is
so I just
that one?
default to
Victory Rush
something
is
that's
that.
similar. It's literally like Victory Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I reduce a creature to 0 with 1, you can make 1 melee attack as a bonus action. So I can now attack
There you
this guy twice.
Yep, if you need to.
Okay.
So this guy's taking the cleave damage right now?
Yes.
Yeah, so roll for that.
Okay.
And then if he's not dead, you can make a bonus.
Yeah, this guy only got hit for 10 damage so far.
Okay.
So he's getting hit for 10 plus 2.
12, so double is 24. All right,
Then you can
And then I
bonus
can
action.
do a bonus action to hit with the Great Axe.
go for it.
Do you get your modifiers too, or is it just the damage dice? What does it say?
I have to look at it, but I had 23 hits, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it just say make another attack? Or does it?
It says you can make 1 melee weapon attack as a bonus action. Before you make a melee attack with a heavy weapon that you're proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack. So I just attacked.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so
Cool.
for damage,
Go for
we're
it.
going to have... That's going to be 9 plus 2, so 11. So
9, 11,
22.
doubles, 22. All right, this guy's looking really, really worse for wear as you just kind of... you're just kind of chopping away at it. It's pretty much just looking like a carved pumpkin as bits of the bark on its shoulders are all kind of cracked and broken. More of the flicker is kind of shining out from all the new holes that you've cut. A lot of its vines are all kind of... all just kind of like snakes with the heads cut off, kind of shooting out this like kind of purple like ooze that would be like its lifeblood or whatever's powering it. As it's kind of clinging onto life, it's just barely there. You guys can move Lantern Jack again for the sake of brevity. You can just aim it at him and then just kind of leave Jack where he
we'll
is.
say that.
You guys kind of did a pretty good job of keeping them pretty tight and staying tight together. So now it is going.
Is that
use-
far enough to hit him, or do we have to move him up a little bit?
You could literally move him up and then back if you wanted to.
We'll just say. Yeah.
No, can you do it, please?
Okay.
All right, so this guy is going to use his, he's going to walk a few feet, use his bonus action to do the sprout jump. Land right there.
Dex save.
So, yes, strength or dex.
That's a 15 plus 6, 21.
Jesus, all right, yeah, you passed. you passed, cool.
And if I took half damage, I could not take that because I have, what is that, uncanny dodge or something?
Okay, so that is, with its 2 attacks, it is going to be a 16 to hit,
Or, no, that's a different thing.
and then a 13 to hit.
A 13 to hit?
Yeah.
Does not hit.
What about the 16?
16 does. I'm not in the bushes anymore, so I went back to 14, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that one hits.
All right, so that is 5 slashing.
Alright, so 3.
Alright, do half.
Cool.
We just all take half damage. Oh, I'm just a little goblin.
All right, so it's the end of its turn. Slime, what do we got?
Slime is very upset now that he just tried to disrespect me in front of my brother. And now that I'm getting a little ego boost because now I see that we took the 2 out. So I'm going to say,
Oh, you want to taste your own medicine?
and then I'm going to just, sneak attack him.
All right, go for it.
With my dagger.
All right,
That's a 16 plus 6.
All right, that hits.
And if I have an advantage, that is not. So 1d4 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. And then the 3d6s. 3, 4, 7 plus 6 is 13. So 5 plus 13 is 18.
Okay, so he had 12 left.
Oh. Okay, so he's dead.
Okay. Stop. So, yeah. So you're able to, again, chop him up. He kind of breaks and crumbles to the ground. And then that is it for this first iteration of this piece of the Flicker Lantern Jack that was stolen. These pieces that first animated and answered the call as he had called out to you guys and some of the destitute, and you were the 2 that answered. In doing so,
Predominantly destitute.
Molkoheed is making all the references.
You cool.
So as the Watchers' corpses begin to kind of rapidly decompose and just break down into just like vines and seeds, and they roil like snakes with their heads cut off as they kind of like the little bit of vines that are left that are kind of wriggling just burrow into the ground. The earth beneath your feet begins to kind of tremble and kind of shift and crack and separate as it begins to kind of form and expand into these different kind of like tectonic plates that are going to breaking apart. Several sections of the corn stalks kind of swish and crack and collapse into the abyss as it begins to just fall into these giant crevices that are opening up.
This whole time I'm just cracking up because I'm like having such a good time now that I killed that one day. I'm just like,
You have to get moving. Now, the very first the very first thing that you before all that had happened, Lantern Jack walked up to each one of the corpses and with his scythe just kind of took a scythe and it kind of cleaved not through the corpse, like almost like it was intangible, but it pulled out the fleeting flicker that kind of followed it, almost like an after image, and it's kind of stayed on the blade of his scythe. He touched it to his lantern and then it's kind of illuminated, and he did that for all three of the corpses as all this was starting to kind of happen. As he does it to the final corpse, as the tectonic plates are all kind of like shifting quite a bit to where you would have to run and jump to get across the other one, you guys just know you have to just get moving. The rest of the earth kind of to the north looks like it's kind of settled a little bit better. It looks like kind of from behind you and where the bulk of these corn stalks are and where kind of the Shades Veil version and the material version of Crystal Wick, where they're kind of like blending in together, where most of all that is, that's where most of these plates are kind of opening up and shifting and everything, and you guys just start kind of just moving to the north, following Lantern Jack as he's pulling you guys along. So he leads you northward as you flee the cornfields, and you enter an expanse of dark and like a twisted version of the tilled fields and the farmland that surrounds Crystal Wick proper, as you just bleed further into the Shades Veil. You see a mix of new creatures that reside within the Shades Veil, such as pretty dreadfuls and creeps, and they grow more brazen during the Dark Harvest, where the veil between realms is thin, and you see even plant life that resembles the flowing black hair, which you may recognize as Asphodel silhouettes. There are trees where each individual leaf is held by like the ends of each twig that kind of forms a tiny little bark hand that's clinging to each individual leaf, and everything is kind of naturally just more nightmarish compared to the material plane, like what you would grow within the shadow cast by a beautiful tree. It's kind of like the image that it kind of puts in your mind. As you guys are kind of navigating onward, just following Lantern Jack in a panic and in a rush of everything that has happened just in general since the Dark Harvest had begun. And as the world is kind of blending deeper and deeper, almost being squeezed by the darkness of the Shades Veil and kind of warping as a result, and you were just following Lantern Jack to try and retrieve the rest of his stolen flicker. Is there anything you guys want to say to him, to each other, as you're just kind of running onward, jumping across these tectonic plates that are kind of... You're kind of jumping across and kind of running as all these kind of shadow nightmares are all kind of lurking as well in the distance.
Slide.
What was that about?
Are you talking to Lantern Jack?
You, just in general.
Oh.
I don't know, but all of a sudden, I can think a whole lot clearer. We need the rest of my flicker.
He's holding onto his hat as it's kind of like trailing off behind him.
Is he becoming a little bit more like lively a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, he looks a little more animated. He looks like a little, even his words don't have as much pause between them and everything.
Through the attachment to him, the thought is fleeting, but I do find myself kind of looking up to see if he has a purse hanging from his just the natural, just look. I'm like, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But I'm checking though.
It's an instinct.
No, but I shouldn't.
Does he have any money?
No, he doesn't have any kind of
He must have serious cash.
in his coat, it looks like there are all kinds of
Baubles?
pockets and stuff. Yeah.
I love baubles. Things. Shiny.
All right. So after you guys run along for a little bit and the shifting earth kind of starts to kind of fall behind you as you kind of get ahead of it, you begin to notice the wind kind of pick up, and upon it are ghastly kind of all these kind of whispers and wails before it kind of swells to the point that you're clearly in the midst of something unnatural, or for the Shades Veil, completely natural. As Lantern Jack kind of calls above the kind of growing chaos that's beginning to pick up around you.
Spirit Storm, steel yourselves, and no matter what, keep walking onward. I'll do what I can to help.
spirit storms, some of you may kind of know just a little bit from just being in Crystal Wick and how it kind of bleeds into the Shades Vale a little bit. A lot of Shades Vale talk just kind of happens throughout town, but spirit storms are pretty much a lot of the Shades Vale's like nature is spirit and emotion, along with like literal physical aspects of nature as well. But like a storm here is usually some kind of a spiritual manifestation or a strong emotional attachment to somewhere that gets kind of disturbed or something like that. And this kind of sundering of the ground has kind of triggered that, and the spirit storm has kind of emerged. And as this kind of happens and you find yourself kind of caught up in it and your mind is kind of putting together spirit storm, what the hell, what is that? As that's happening, your body and your spirit kind of become dislodged as you become roiled within a tumultuous storm of swirling white, purple, blue, and gray spiritual energy. You feel fingernails clawing at your entire body, sinking through flesh, and then kind of gripping onto your souls within, ripping and tearing strands of it away as you're trying to clutch and keep it, as much of it within yourself contained as possible. It's kind of ripping and tearing the same way that a storm would dismantle a town. A panic sets in as you're beginning to lose who you are. And the horrible feeling of violation joins the fray as several spirits attempt to commandeer your body. Speaking of, you kind of realize, almost like it being in an outer body experience, you notice that your body continues to walk on through the storm, following the natural instinct of flesh to seek the path of survival, while your spirit enters the chaos. So each of you will kind of do it at the same time, but each of you are kind of having your own version of a nightmare that you're going to have to try and out-scare or out-brave the fear of it away, as these spirits, and a lot of them are amalgams that have kind of come with a dark harvest, and their nature is to feed on terror and fear, and they're using that to siphon you out of your body so that they can take it over. As you enter the first one, you're kind of, your body continues to walk through the storm as your mind kind of almost like drifting asleep, and you enter a nightmare. You find yourself alone, surrounded by a quiet darkness. You're a defenseless child, at the bottom of basement stairs, looking up at the light beneath the door frame. The darkness that's all around you just suffocating and pulling you back like sludge as you're trying to climb the stairs. Each creak of the wood beneath your feet sends a jolt within your chest as you fear it'll draw the attention of whatever lurks in the darkness behind you. Creak by creak, you ascend, growing more rampant and abandoning subtlety as the small light beneath the door grows nearer. The thing that follows below you does the same. As it grows from merely a presence within the empty darkness to a ravenous force that reaches to consume. You know there are crippled, clawed fingers just a hair's length away from your back as you climb. And as you frantically pull at the wooden railings with each stride, you grit your teeth as your arm trails behind you, as you expect fingers to snap around your wrist as you're pulling at the railing. In doing this, as the light of the doorway grows nearer, what thought, what manifestation do you do to kind of combat this fear that reaches to consume?
I'm thinking of the first time I saw Grime trip a defenseless person and a bunch of money fell out of their pocket, and it was the easiest and first time where we kind of combined our individual skills into our first little come up, and I'm just laughing, just thinking about all the people we've tripped and stole money from.
Okay. All right.
Or things.
So because of that, the original starting DC was going to be 16. Because of the ingenuity and everything behind what you thought of, that would bring it down to a 13. But because you chose to do laughter as well, it brings it down to the DC of a 10. So make a wisdom save.
Wisdom.
A DC of 10.
Every little bit counts for that. That is a 9 plus 1. 10.
Just barely.
All right. And then, again, in the same exact nightmare, what do you manifest?
I'm manifesting my loyalty to slime, and, for example, time he almost drowned in the swamp, and I had to save him, and I'm hanging on to that loyalty.
What an idiot. Nice.
I saw something shiny at the bottom. Might have been the One Ring.
Alright. So,
Let's
yeah.
be serious.
So with that, it would be a DC of a 12.
Okay.
Wisdom save.
Thanks, Grime.
You're welcome, Slime. Got a wisdom save. Okay. Not good. That's a 3.
Ooh. Alright.
It's okay. It's okay. We persevere.
So you take 5 psychic damage
Oh.
as you begin to kind of succumb to this fear. Now, the both of you, in your dreams, as we're kind of summarizing at the same time, you shudder as you finally feel the tips of claws begin to press into your shoulders. But that's okay, because you were expecting it. But then, white eyes and a long sideways toothy mouth opens up from the gap between the stairs just ahead of you, and out from the mouth shoots a saliva-colored skinless arm that clutches you by the throat with an impossibly strong grip. You know that within seconds your throat will be squeezed to the size of a straw. The creature behind you now caught up and chitters and screeches as it kind of wraps its arms all around you, its bones kind of cracking and snap. It's crapping on you. It's cracking and snapping as it breaks to reorient itself to be able to wrap it around you even tighter with its legs, arms, even its neck is starting to break so that it can wrap around you. The arm within the stairs begins to pull both you and the creature in toward that gap between the stairs where you know its indomitable strength will continue to pull you in until your bones break and snap backward to pull you into this gap between the stairs. As you near that gap, however, a bright orange light bursts from the door above, blowing it off its hinges in a splinter of wood. The creatures shriek and burn away. And the rest of the vision of this dream kind of dissolves in the ash around you as you return to your body within the storm, where a path of clarity within the chaos is illuminated by the glow of Lantern Jack's lantern as he shines it upon you. This happens individually as he's shining it on each one of you, kind of intermittently, leaving one of you to return to the chaos of a nightmare while he relieves the other one. Before flicking his lantern back to the next one before you guys individually go back to the next version of a nightmare, he utters a single phrase.
You're never alone in the darkness.
And with this moment of spiritual and mental unclarity, you take the statement 2 ways. 1, his light is always with you, for everyone contains a flicker and we're all his jack-o'-lanterns. Or 2, you're never alone in the darkness, for something always lurks within it. You're thrust back into the clutches of another nightmare as another spirit attempts to consume you as he turns his lantern back onto your brother. In the interim, when the lantern isn't on either one of you, again, we'll kind of summarize it at the same time. At this point in the second nightmare, you're standing in a cage that belongs to an animal at a circus. Outside the bars of the cage, you see a blurry maelstrom of passing folks that are kind of mixed with demonic and twisted entities that come to fruition for just a brief moment of torment before dissolving back into the chaotic energy that kind of flows between the other circus attractions between the bars. A clown with running makeup and a mouth larger than possible, revealing rotten teeth, shoves his face between the bars where it cartoonishly kind of squishes out to fit and then enlarges once shoved through.
Help me! Help me! I'm lost! There's no laughter here! Only fear!
And it kind of melts away and then it rejoins the energy of the ravaging circus that's outside like a hurricane. Only its makeup kind of melts through and then falls onto the ground. As it does so, you kind of, out of just nature, you kind of back up until your back hits against the bars of the cage, and you begin to feel a little tingle, and you feel a little, and you quickly smack your shoulders, and then kind of whip around as you see a swarm of these tiny little buzzing insects with heads like drill heads that would be drill into you and then drill into your flesh. You back away into the center of the cage as the insects, like the clown, dissolve back into the ether of the storm outside when they had covered most of the bars but didn't enter into the cage. You begin to slowly spin as you take in the pieces of the circus that are visible through the storm. And your heart skips a beat as you notice you're not in this cage alone. A bestial figure stands with hunched shoulders across from you. Its bipedal body is coated in matted fur, pulsing with worms and maggots that burrow into its flesh. Its head is that of a concaved skeletal deer, as though a giant fist had crushed it inward, and its antlers are tall and covered in moss. A voice emerges as it begins to slowly step toward you. Maggots and worms fall from its haunches with each step, and it chills you how its head remains unmoved as it speaks, as though too dead to bother.
There's no escape. I can only draw closer.
As it closes half the distance between you, its head begins to kind of crumble and then crack and unfold outward, and then it opens into a mouth that continues to expand until its jaw scrapes against the ground and continues to scrape at the soil like a plow as it advances toward you. Within its mouth is a roiling, pockmarked purple tongue and dozens of tiny little bony arms where its teeth would be, wiggling and clawing, as you know that entering the midst would rip you and shred you to pieces like piranha. Again, as this thing kind of approaches to you, its mouth unhinged and possibly large like a doorway as it's walking toward you with its little toothy arms all kind of wriggling, reaching for you. Matted fur dropping maggots and worms as it's coming toward you. What do you guys think about to combat this?
I think about the way I see Grime, and he's even bigger and stronger than this monster, and he just, an apparition of him appears in front of me, taller than the jaw line, and just an apparition of him. I'm just pretending he's going to protect me, and just kind of putting my faith in him, and just kind of just cowering because I don't know what to do.
Okay, alright, so the DC is 15.
For wisdom?
Wisdom save.
Is this for both of us?
Your DC may be different depending on what you do to combat it.
Ooh, 14.
Okay.
Damn.
So you take 12 psychic damage as you are racked and kind of begin to kind of succumb to the fear. What about you? What do you envision? What do you do to combat this?
So I remember our goblin tribe being slaughtered, our parents dying back in the day. That's where my rage comes from, which, gave me immunity to charmed and frightened conditions.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So I'm able to combat my fear of things with my rage.
Okay. All right, nice. So yeah, I'm going to say your DC is only 10.
Okay.
Since you look at this,
if I can, I know it was psychic, but I can see them. Does that still count to half the damage?
It's kind of like the dream is.
Okay, so it's not actually.
It's not directly from that creature. No.
Wisdom?
Yes.
13.
Pass.
All right, yeah, you passed. The DC is 10. All right, so you were able to completely kind of take hold of this dream almost as it even begins to grow and manifest. You, cowering, luckily get saved, but you are able to kind of almost commandeer this dream. So, upon getting to that point, the apex of the dream, the worms and the maggots begin to kind of sizzle and pop as an immense burning light emerges from the ground below, shooting upward and kind of smashing the base of the jaw closed, sending bits of bone and black glue kind of spattering in the air, bits of the little tiny toothy arms kind of just wiggling all around the ground. And everything begins to kind of burn away as all the light begins to expand, kind of cloaking you in its warmth as the entire vision begins to dissolve into ash. And again, that path of clarity of Lantern Jack's light within the wherever the in-between kind of Shadesvale material realm you are, or wherever reality is for you guys as you're kind of awoken from this nightmare that this one spirit from the storm had kind of pulled you into, and where the rest of them were kind of battering you. And Lantern Jack being there within the midst of the storm.
Don't worry. There is laughter here.
He says before the other hand pops him one of the maggots from your dream into its mouth, and it just kind of splatters as he bites into it, and all this kind of purple goo just kind of shoots out of his mouth.
Let's go.
And he's kind of holding his lantern, illuminating the way. At this point, you come across, and you're still in this storm, though in overcoming this much of it, and having Lantern Jack kind of lighting the way ahead of you, there's a little bit of a reprieve. You come across a small wooden shack. The nails holding the wooden planks to the walls and the battered shingles upon the roof are just barely hanging on. An old, bearded, bony farmer is out with an umbrella that's missing the actual canvas. And the framing looks like actual skeletal bones. And it actually seems to be keeping the elements of the storm, the spirit storm, off of him. He's bent over, tending to a lone, small, twisting green vine that blooms from a little tiny crack in the ground. It's slowly pulsing with a green flare, illuminating the farmer in like a ghastly kind of green shade as he remains hunched over it.
No, she ain't ready yet. Almost, love me some pumpkin pie, you made.
He kind of looks up at you guys, almost like he was just kind of like expecting you guys to be there.
What? Why don't you come on in out the storm? My cabin ain't much, but she's way worse than this. Come on. All right.
Don't know what he's saying, but let's go on in.
I'm gonna get out of here. I'm scared.
All right, so he pulls you, as you guys enter his one kind of a bigger one-room cabin. What you do notice is when you guys do walk in, it does look like, almost kind of like magically, the inside of the cabin is bigger than what the outside looks like. And even though it does still look pretty rickety and everything, it does look like ancient. And you're kind of thinking, I'm sure this thing to be this old has weathered quite a few storms. And you feel almost like kind of this like little bit of calmness here. As he's pulling up a few rocking chairs for you guys to sit by, and he has like some kind of this like putrid looking kind of green bubbling mucky like tea that he offers you guys. It almost looks like swamp water mixed with a little bit of muck. He offers it to you guys, pulls up a chair. And then as he does so, he sitting on like kind of this rickety end table. He has a few like papers and magazines and stuff. And through one of the wooden sheathing boards on the wall, this kind of white spirit begins to kind of wiggle through, and he just kind of...
No, even those pesky spirits, don't whack them with a newspaper like something straight.
And he just kind of hits it with a newspaper and just kind of... pulls back and retreats back into the storm. You guys can hear some of the shutters kind of going off. It sounds like some of the roof shingles kind of, again, like barely hanging on while the storm kind of batters out there, and he's just kind of rocking, just kind of hanging out.
So what brought y'all here? What y'all doing in old Ebony's cabin?
Well, we followed Lantern Jack, I guess. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Is that your pumpkin friend there? He's looking a little discolored. He's sick or something?
I think so. I don't know what's wrong with him. He seems to get better with light. The flicker.
Lantern Jack kind of sitting there kind of awkwardly as he's like 2 to 3 times the size of like a regular human being. With him sitting there, his knees kind of like, he looks like Buddy the Elf when he's sitting in like the elf chair. He's just like awkwardly like, if you guys weren't in this kind of dire, frightening situation, it would almost look comical. And like his bony form, he's just kind of like sitting there awkwardly, his scythe kind of across his lap, his ancient legendary lantern and everything just kind of sitting there.
I have to be honest, I've never been in this place before, but it feels cozy. I can feel my flicker getting stronger, I think. We have to find the rest of it, though. The storm is almost past. We must get moving soon. We thank you for your respite.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're welcome. I enjoy any kind of company. I don't get that much company that often, but even I just love when they come here, you know? What's y'all names is, in case you come back here again, I can ask for you. I can, keep an eye out. In case you guys get out there and need some help, I can say somebody out looking for you if you don't come back here. What's your name?
Name's Grime.
All right. Can we do better? What you got?
Slime.
Oh, even that's silly. These goblins, you got silly names and everything, man.
Well, your name's Ibity.
How'd you know that?
Didn't you say it?
Oh, Ibby, did I say that? People just call me Ibby because the way I talk. I don't know exactly what my original name was. My past is all fuzzy. So's my future and everything. I don't really understand what's going on, but sometimes I just find myself in a shitty situation at a hard place. You know what I'm talking about? You ever see shit hit a hard place? Hope your mouth ain't open, because that's going to splatter all over you. Ibby!
That's the most relatable thing you've said.
Oh, thanks.
So, as you guys have this moment, you guys do gain a short rest from here if you want to do so.
Definitely.
So you guys can go ahead and use your hit die and everything. If you have any questions for Lantern Jack, now would be the time to ask it. If you have any questions for this guy Ibity, there would also be the time to ask it. Otherwise, you guys enjoy this moment of respite. You guys don't ask him for anything in particular. Just in general, he kind of would pretty much just anything you guys ask for that's kind of like a home amenity, like, oh, hey, you got a chamber pot?
Oh, yeah, here you go. It's used, but here you go. As long as you don't shit in it, because then it'd be mixing in the mind. I wouldn't be able to know which is which. Wouldn't know what to put in the garden, because you got to know what kind of shit you ate before you shit it out, and then you put it in the garden. You know, you don't want to put some soup that you had that you shit out with all the peaches and everything, because that ain't going to grow right. You know what I'm saying? Yippee!
Do you know what he's saying?
He's talking nonsense, Slime.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Do you have anything that might help us? I don't know what we're doing now at this point.
Well, I got this shawl that I got on this one rocking chair here that somebody, some kind of fella left behind. Probably didn't care about it because he was dead. Oh, no. Here you go. Look at this.
Hands it to you. It's a Cloak of the Bat.
Cloak of the Bat.
Mm-hmm.
And I could just have this?
Well, I ain't got no use for it. I'm probably going to forget who I am come tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Ebony. Could I ask you for a favor?
Oh, Ibby, sure, man. What you need?
Can you put this back and on the table, and I'm gonna steal it. But you're gonna act like you didn't know. I just never been given anything before, and I wanna steal it.
He wants to keep it that way.
Oh, bless your heart. That's the most sweet and fucked up thing I've ever seen in my life. Sure. I'm going to set this right here. I hope nobody touches it. I'm looking this way now.
I just like kind of reach over and just and pull it out, and I just stuff it in my bag.
Oh, man, it's gone. Look at that. Who would have think?
What was it called again?
Cloak of the Bat.
He gets an item. You got something I can smash in here? Feel a little angry.
Oh, I know. Here, this thing's probably worth nothing.
He hands you this this stone tablet that it's nothing like you've ever seen before, but you have no idea what it is. But it's like the smooth kind of stone tablet.
I feel it's powerful. I'm not going to smash it. Is there any type of check I can make on this?
Yeah, you can make. So it'd be a really high DC because
Okay.
You guys just being from fucking Grimblefuck.
Grimble, get it right.
Brian, we gave it to you to smash. Just smash it. See what happens.
Nah. Fuck it. We're gonna smash it.
You always smash it.
There's a
anyway.
genie inside of it. I'm free. Oh, 10,000 years really puts a crick in the neck.
Little Robin Williams.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna smash it.
All right, smash it.
I'm gonna throw it against the stone wall.
All right. As you do so, it shatters.
Super valuable.
So you see all this kind of like this kind of, if you were to look at like magic, as in like essence, something that is magical and everything. Yes, yeah. You know, if you were to untap step. If you were to look at like magic, if it was physical, you see all this kind of just multicolored dust kind of fade out of it. The tablet itself, all the stone, kind of breaks down onto the ground, and it looks like this kind of powder that was inside of it begins to slowly kind of like rain down onto the ground, and then it begins to kind of like seek the pieces of the tablet again, and then forms it back together. And then it's just kind of sitting there. And then imprinted onto the tablet, almost like somebody just wrote it, was "What the fuck."
Well, now we know. Did that tablet just talk to you, by the way?
In confusion, I'm gonna smash it again.
He's pissed off now.
So the same thing happens. Sake of brevity, same thing happens. And then this time, coming from the other side, it just says, "Stop doing that. Who has this? What the fuck?"
Can I talk to it? What are you? Who are you?
Tom Riddle.
Tom
Riddle.
Riddle.
So what do you want to? You want to say exactly that? Who are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So in doing so,
What is this magic?
you get kind of this. It's a different language, kind of written back, and it's not
What's the
Goblin or anything like
language?
that. It looks like, looking at it. Do you know Abyssal?
No.
Okay.
I don't either.
Somebody would conjecture this is
I picked Sylvan.
some kind of black speech kind of shit going on here. You know, Gandalf's like, there are few who can.
It is written in the black speech.
It's some sort of Elvish.
There are
Some
few
form of
who can.
Elvish.
But from that,
it wrote back in Abyssal, so we can't read it. Okay. So when it wrote to us, was it like in common?
yes, it was.
Okay. Is that, or I guess ask it if that's its name, or if it's trying to talk to. We don't speak. Tell it we don't speak Abyssal, or that language.
It
We
kind
don't
of,
know.
kind of stepped up. You guys.
Oh, were you guys talking to Carl? Oh,
Oh, it's Coral, of course.
Of course. That's at least what I named him. I don't know what his name is or anything. Every time he tries to ask who I am, I say, "Who's this?" And then he sends back some kind of weird language I ain't never seen before. It's kind of...
Is it always different language?
most of the time, yeah, it's all a bunch of scribbles I can't read. All the same to me, you do.
Don't you
Yeah,
have a
the
cool pair of
insight-
glasses around here that we can read other languages or something?
Oh, of course not. I don't need no glasses.
Some
You
type of,
squint hard enough. That's fine.
Some type of ocular device?
What about ocular devices? No.
Yeah, do you have any glasses? No.
Yeah.
What about ocular devices?
Oh, I have this monocle.
Oh, of course.
I have two of them. You can combine them with a band.
Mm.
So after with that, as far as the tablet goes, it seems like whoever did it in that other language, and it also seems like they asked you like a code, like a passphrase, to basically confirm, is this the person I think they are? And so far, it seems that no one has ever answered with the correct passphrase.
And it's still in a different language?
Yeah, it's in Abyssal.
Okay.
But from what...
Can we show it to Lantern Jack and see if he has any insight on this?
Mhm, yeah. Go ahead and show it to him, and then make an Arcana check on his behalf.
Okay.
Since he's kind of a little bit of his own flicker, borrowed quite a bit of your flicker. See if he's able to do any kind of knowledge.
It's going to be a 13.
Okay, all right. So with that, he's able to kind of piece together some of the Abyssal. And he says,
I can read something about a horse's saddle. I don't know exactly what it's asking, but it has to do with a horse's saddle. I do not know. I'm sorry. It sounds as though the storm is passing. We must get moving soon.
And Ibidi, you can't tell us anything about this tablet? Any further information?
No, I told you everything that I could. I'm sorry. I had that thing forever, and sometimes I write to it, and he never writes me back or something, but I figured his name was Carl, because I figured that's a fine name as anything.
Okay.
You know, I've never known a bad Carl. So,
Since I'm such a big roleplay fan, is this somehow connected to the horses from your one shot?
oh no.
Okay.
That was within that one kid's hallucination.
Okay.
But
Just
no.
wanted to make sure.
Yeah, what color horse does the champion ride?
Yeah. I thought it might have something to do with that. Alright. Never mind. Fans at home, go check that out.
I think it was episode 4, episode 5. Bridge across the
Terabithia?
the room down the hall and across the bridge.
Bridge
that was
to
one
tear
of,
your heart
That was
out.
one of my favorite episodes.
Very sad.
I want to actually, with a better mics and cameras, I want to redo that one at some point. That was one of my favorites.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
All right. So anyway, as that happens, and as you guys were even looking into this tablet and everything, Lantern Jack, as he kind of holds his lantern up to kind of illuminate the tablet, just a piece of it kind of shines over Ibidi for a second. When that happens, you see like a hazy image that's overlaying his own for just a brief moment. The image is that of what looks like a regal ancient king, wearing a crown atop the head of wavy brown hair, And those same eyes reflect the light back with a glance, sending it back into the lantern before it grows dim. And Ibidi, in a different voice, says, "Do not waste your flicker on the likes of me, Lantern Jack." As he does so, the form begins to kind of fade as he's kind of struggling with his persona and everything. You can see him almost kind of like in pain, kind of struggling with a flood of memories and everything. Before you guys can even conjecture what just happened.
That's kind of what I'm doing. Slime's getting very frustrated because he does not know what's happening.
There's a
Grime's getting very angry.
There's a knock at the door.
Finally. God.
Ibidi, still kind of maintaining that regal kind of persona. "That one's for you. And he doesn't knock twice." The floor begins to crack and separate just like the earth did before as that kind of sundering kind of catches up to you. Ibidi reverts back to his hillbilly persona as the furniture, accessories, and the throw rugs all fall into the crevice that kind of splits the house in half between him and you.
Those carpets were new! Oh,
He's just kind of drifting off into the distance, just kind of like taking his hat and throwing it and stomping on it like a cartoon kind of fashion and everything. As the cabin's like sections had separated, almost like two boats that had kind of separated on an ocean or a raft that had broken in half, and one goes one direction, one goes the other. Ibidi's section continues to flow in the opposite direction of you, before crumbling to debris and gets swallowed up by the ground. Ibidi's form is nowhere to be found before it crumbles to nothing, and the sundered ground swallows it up. As this happens, as the parts of the house that you were in begin to crumble, you realize, looking out the window as the foundations of the house fall off, you realize that you guys are suspended way, way up in the air, and parts of the earth that had broken into these kind of earth motes have risen up into the air. And you start to see this kind of flickering yellow light of this almost like orange flying saucer kind of a thing, as this giant headed pumpkin with all these different vines with smaller pumpkins flying all around you. And that's going to be initiative. Alrighty, so we have our earth motes and everything. Let's get our initiative down. What do we got?
I got a natural 20 for my initiative, and that would be plus 6.
So
26.
That doesn't count.
Alright, nice.
It's going to be a 15.
Alright, we got a 15. And what did our monster get? A natural 19 plus their dexterity is... Okay, plus 2. Haha, it's a 21. And yours. Your slime, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so it is slime, then the monster, then Grime. Which actually, you got a 26 on initiative?
Yep.
So Lantern Jack, which if you want, you can choose to have him, because that's like a detriment. So Lantern Jack, top of the initiative order.
Yeah, he can just be higher than me. Yeah.
Alright.
Is that what you mean by initiative 25? Like,
Yeah.
Just automatic? Okay.
I was like, yeah, he automatically goes first. And I was like, I'll just make it so he automatically goes first. Alright, little retcon there. Okay, so now, Lantern Jack's ability. You guys can move him a flying speed up to 50 feet now.
Cool.
And this is going to continue for the rest of the adventure. Then shed a beam of his flicker 5 feet wide in a 40-foot line. And any enemy within it takes double damage from all sources. If he does take damage, then he loses his flying ability.
So he can't be in the middle of, like, nowhere, and if he gets hit, he'll fall to the ground.
Yes.
Okay. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, so the enemy still takes double damage, but now he's a flying speed, and now he has a 40-foot line. Cool. So top of the order, what do you guys want to do with him? As this giant kind of monster thing just kind of...
I guess we'll just shine the light on
Welcome to my garden.
I mean, he's not in a terrible spot
it. Yeah.
where he's at now. We should probably move him.
Yeah. So could he just shine his light right down at the thing?
think it reaches. Yep. Got him.
You want to stick it on there for dramatic effect?
We can stick it on him. There we go. He's getting lit up. All right, cool. So there's Lantern Jack. All right, so now it is Slime's turn, then the monster.
All right. I will hit it with. I don't think this would be considered a sneak attack, right? So it's not engaged with anything. It's not. It knows we're there.
And also, something that would be relative. And even just looking at this thing, how it's like spinning to keep afloat. It has to be moving to keep afloat. Okay. Otherwise, it immediately falls.
Cool. So
and
if we can stop it from moving, that's good.
Yep. If you can restrain it in any way, or knock it prone. And it also must have moved at least 5 feet to make any attack, other than its bite attack. So if it can't move, then it can't. Part of its attacks are the spinning pumpkins. So if it hasn't moved, it can't do that. It can only do its bite attack. So any kind of restraint would be good against this creature.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna throw a net. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even have one. That wouldn't be a bad idea though.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use my dart attack. Just do I get advantage for height?
I would say no, because he is also rapidly moving.
Okay. That is a 6 plus 6, so 12 to hit.
Okay, and his AC that missed.
Okay, and then I'll use my bonus action to hide. Is there anywhere to hide up there?
Right, yeah, you could I'd say that you can hide down there.
Cool. And I'll have my turn there.
All right. So with that, it is now the monster's turn. So all damage against him is going to be double because he is in the light path. So he has 40 feet of flying, and he is going to make it to just above 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, so he could fly over. So actually, he's going to fly by, do his bite attack against you, and then continue to fly past. And go down to here. So he's going to fly over, do his bite attack, and then go back down, and then do his 2 ranged attacks as he's going away. So the first one he's going to do is Slobbering Bite.
Ew.
So that is a total of 24 to hit. Ron. 24 to hit?
Yes.
Alright, so that is 14 piercing.
And Grime.
Or that, okay, Grime, I'm sorry.
Stand character,
That's
please.
8 piercing and then 6 poison. And you also, since the poison did 5 or 6 damage, you lose 10 feet of movement on your next turn. And then the 2 pumpkin bomb attacks, it's going to do both of them against Slime.
You can see me while I'm hiding.
All right, let's make a perception check. So first one, it's going to make a perception check to see you. That is 12 total.
What is this against?
It would be your stealth check.
So would I just roll a stealth check?
Yes.
I have advantage on stealth checks.
Oh,
Well, that's a natural 1, so very good. And that's a 4 plus 6, so 10.
All right, 12. Okay. So I found you.
No!
As you were literally just crouched behind this rock and it flew over. All right, so gonna attack you, gonna attack you. So, all right, I want to attack you as a 21, you as a 19.
Hits.
All right, so pumpkin bomb. So 1d6 plus 2 bludgeoning. So wow, it's 6. So that's 8 bludgeoning to the both of you. And when it hit, so it rolled a 19. If it surpasses the target's AC by 5 or more, it explodes. Then you take necrotic. So it did a 19. Is your AC 14?
It is.
So it's passed by.
Meets it.
I know it didn't surpass yours. If it's 5 or more.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it explodes for another d12 necrotic, and that is 4 necrotic damage.
All right, so I'm gonna take 8 total, so I'll have it.
Yep. As these pumpkins.
Enjoy my pumpkins.
Which actually, it doesn't laugh, because there's no laughter here.
Oh,
I broke my own rule. Damn it.
you're
All
fired.
right. Yep, I'm fired. Bye.
You're fired.
I'm out. All right. So that would be the end of its turn. A bonus action, it can disengage or dash. So it is actually going to do that, and it is going to dash and get far as heck away.
Damn.
All right. Your turn, Grimy.
Okay. This is you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Jump off and try to bring him down to the ground.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna try
Like
to
that
cross this
video of
bridge.
that dude
Which
with the
way is it?
axes that just jumps off the mountain like into the pool.
Just show your movement.
Oh,
Up top.
I also literally completely forgot. You guys can fly now.
Oh.
As long as you go into his, as long as his light passes over you, and you were like right next to him, so you could use 5 feet to get into his light, and then you could fly. That was the one bonus. It was mixed in with the rest of the text.
Okay, I'll note that down. That's small detail.
Okay. So I have a movement penalty?
Yes, 10 feet.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
All right. You have any kind of range attack?
Not far enough.
You want to just dash?
What's that?
Dash action? You can double your movement.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
I don't think being on that bridge is
Yeah.
good. So yeah. Just get to like the center or something.
3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, nice. Okay.
If I go closer to this edge, is that 20?
20, no. I would say literally the edge is 20. Like the closest possible edge
Okay.
is 20 to reach you.
That's what I got.
6
All right,
feet
so,
tall,
Back at the top, Lantern Jack. You can move 40 feet flying. What do you guys want to do?
Could we potentially reach, or I guess, can he shine his light on me so I can fly now?
Yeah.
I guess that would be the best thing, and then
So I'd say that would be 5 feet from the spin around.
maybe let's keep him on this platform so we don't completely separate, and I'll stay on this platform with Lantern Jack, and then if he winds up flying back over, you can just run back over. Or maybe I'll go between both of them because I can use a bonus action to dash, so I can move pretty quickly along both. So we'll figure that out. How far am I from this guy here?
So I would say you guys are. This other one for next time is 45. It's about 2.5 of that, so about 70 feet.
All right. So I have 40 walking speed. Does that just turn into flying speed? So I have
Yeah.
40. All right. So if I use a bonus action to dash, I have 80. So could I like fly in range? What was that?
These are getting way too tall.
Fly in range, hit him with my dart, and try to get back to where I was. Pretty much is what I'm gonna do.
There's no shot. This is not falling, but we're going for it.
So I can like move 40 to
5,
get in range.
10, 15, 20. So that's just about 40.
All right. I will attack with my dart.
Okay.
Is it 19 plus 6? 25?
All right, that hits. Hey, did you bonus action rage? Nice turn.
Yeah. Let's just say I didn't, but I did.
That's a 4 total for hit. Or for damage, it's 4.
Oh. Nice, man. This, I mean, it's good as dead.
Yeah, but now I have advantage on my next attack.
Okay, sweet.
So I'm going to fly back to where I was. And then I can't bonus action hide anymore, so I'll just kind of maybe try to get back up on the ledge a little bit further, unless I use my max.
Yeah, you want your max to get there, max to get back.
Okay, I'll just kind of stay there then, I guess.
All
All right, so yeah, I hit on my gain advantage on my next turn if I decide to attack him again.
All right, monster's turn.
I'm still hungry.
Flies up. Gonna attack you with its bite attack. So that is an 8 total to hit. So that missed. All right. Then,
All right.
Well, that's awkward.
you know what? He's actually gonna stick there because he's not gonna want to disengage. He did fly up to be able to bite in melee. So he's gonna do his pumpkin bomb attack. One against you. It'll be a disadvantage, and then 1 against you because he's right in front of you.
And do I have cover at all?
Nah, not so much. No.
All right.
So disadvantage, that is 15, which still hits, right?
Yep.
All right. And then against you, regular.
It didn't beat my DC by whatever, or AC by 5, so
Okay.
it doesn't explode.
So it rolled a natural 2 against you, so you are good. So yeah, it's just gonna do the regular damage to you, and that is going to be 1d6 plus 2. All right. So that is 4 bludgeoning. It does to you.
Half.
Yep. And then actually,
Legendary action.
it's gonna finish its movement by disengaging.
Does that opportunity attack?
It disengaged.
Oh. I thought that was like an action.
It has it as a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
And all right, so that's it for the monster. Grimes' turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna flip around.
Come back. You should be able to make it there though with your regular
I don't know
movement.
if I need to though. I want to hit him with a.
He is definitely gonna fall and break. I'm just
I'm gonna hit
waiting
him with
for it to happen.
a hand axe.
You should put some like pillows down.
Yeah.
I'll try to save him.
So
with
I'm
my
gonna
district.
add to this if it hits Fury the Small for +3.
All right, nice.
I'm going with a hand axe. So if I hit a creature with a hand axe and deal damage to it, you have advantage on your next attack roll against the creature.
Kind of the same thing for my dart.
Yes.
Without
And
charge.
there's some other feature here I have where I
Things
get
on flashlight.
advantage.
Retire. Right. If you will.
Yeah, start thinking what we're gonna do next with Lantern Jack on the next turn. He should be able to like get all of you guys.
I'm also going to use Reckless Attack.
All right, get advantage.
So I get advantage on this too. So
And he will get advantage against you.
on his attack though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to roll twice. It's going to be a 23
Okay, that hits.
and 26.
All right, that hits. Both hit.
Okay.
Roll for damage. If that was
So that's
it
going to
for
be
movement.
16 plus 3 plus 2, so we have 21.
21. Cool.
Remember, you can heal because we're in a new combat
Mhm.
with that
Right.
Lantern Jack thing.
I'm not going to do it yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe wait till you can do double
So now I'll
damage.
have advantage next roll. I have my turn.
All right, cool. Play this card face down and then my turn. All right. So now you guys can move. You guys can move Lantern Jack. Just made me think of that.
Wait, I have another attack.
Okay.
Using that too. Now I don't think I have advantage except for the first attack for the turn. right?
Reckless. Yeah, it's the first one.
Okay, so
Are you just throwing another axe?
yeah.
This guy just reaching.
Good thing my brother stole all these.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 20.
I literally have like 5 daggers in my inventory, so I was like, I guess I could throw a couple if I need to.
Okay. Well, how's that work? Like you can go up and grab them, or are they gone?
Yeah, you can go up and grab them. There are
Okay.
there are some rules like with
Because
arrows, like 50% of them are saved and
Yeah,
stuff
'cause
like
I have
that.
5 hand axes, so I just
Okay. Yeah, if you can get within melee of it, you can. I would say it would be a free action to
Just
draw.
grab
Same
your-
thing as
okay.
yeah,
Um,
drawing a weapon
and you can retrieve them after combat too. I guess.
so that's gonna be an 11.
to hit.
No.
Okay, you already hit,
yeah,
right?
I
yes.
hit.
Okay.
So 11 plus. Is Fury the Small for the turn or just the attack?
I forget.
Fury the Small says when you damage a creature whose size is larger with an attack or a spell. So it just
Okay,
says
so-
Anytime.
So I used it that turn, so it'll count this turn too.
Mhm.
All right, so that's
Yeah, anytime you
11
damage it.
plus 5, so we got 16.
Cool. We've dealt 41 so far. All right, so again, there's another. Starts to kind of spin and rile up. As that happens, it has now been bloodied quite a bit.
phase 2.
So in doing so, now whenever a creature enters its space for the first time, they have to make a DC 14 con save, which I'll remind you guys on. You lose your next bonus action on a failure as you kind of retch from the stench of this kind of like bloated, rotten pumpkins kind of wounds. And a success makes it to where you are immune to all future exposure to that. Alright, so with that, we're back at the top of the order with Lantern Jack. What do you want to do with him?
I guess we could just have him shine his light like on me and then the lantern, kind of like in a big area.
5 and then 10.
Yep, and then I don't think we should move him. I guess we can leave him there.
He's pretty safe, hopefully.
So that's all we can kind of do with him, right? Just move him and move his light.
Use the light. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for Lantern Jack. I guess.
Cool. Slimy's turn.
All right. I'll come up and maybe
Kiss.
All right. What about this?
Okay.
Can I bonus action hide and then use a dart sneak attack?
Yeah, so you would be unhidden when you do that. But yeah.
Okay. So like, but to initiate the sneak attack, it would break me from being hidden,
Yeah.
but it will initiate me. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
A bonus action, I'll hide, and then I'll use a sneak attack with my dart, and I get advantage because I hit him with one last turn.
Yes, and you deal double damage now because he was exposed to the flicker.
That is a 9 plus 6.
Okay, that's 15.
15. Does that hit?
To hit, yes.
Okay. I have advantage, so... Oh! That's a natural 20.
Let's go.
You see it?
Yeah.
See it. Okay, let's go.
So that's a crit.
So that's quadrupled.
All right. So
my
the
lord.
first is 1d4 plus 3 is a 1 plus 3 is 4. Then the 3d6 for the sneak attacks. I'm going to try to knock him prone, too, for the thing.
Wow.
That's 2 5s and a 6. So that is a 16. So 4 plus 16 is 20. Quadrupled is 80.
He's 80.
And then he
Good
needs
shit.
to
Oh my god.
he needs a DC 14 deck save or be knocked prone.
Okay, that was a natural 4. So he's prone. Luckily, he's not flying, but he's prone.
Okay.
So all his pumpkins kind of almost like deflate a little bit.
That's
as
my
he kind of
slime.
falls to
He's
the
quite
ground.
the strategist.
Now it's your turn, Grime. Actually, it's the monster's turn.
It's gonna stand up.
Well, I had to use half his movement.
Half his movement, yes. So now he only has 20 feet. He is going to first where he's at. He's going to do the double pumpkin bomb. So he's going to attack you with one. You with one. He's going to get advantage against you. So we'll do that first. And the highest one was 16.
I'm gonna heal, by the way,
All right.
for the my thing. So I'm down by 10 HP. So I'll go
Alrighty.
back up. So,
And then to hit you, that was a 17 cup.
that hits.
All right. So there's going to be D12. It beat neither one of you guys by 5, so you guys are good. So there's going to be 8 bludgeoning damage.
I take half.
Yes, because you were raging.
Me too.
Yes. You just always take half, all of you guys. And then it is going to use the rest of its movement to get within melee range. As it lets out this kind of big toothy maul, and then just kind of this purple tongue, all this kind of slobbery glob, as it just kind of tries to lick you up.
Please don't do that.
All right, yeah, it was a natural 18, so yeah, it's a 24.
Is that hitting me or Lantern Jack?
Yep.
Alright, that hits for sure.
All right, and then that does 1d8 plus. Okay. All right, cool. So that is 8 piercing damage
Alright, half.
and 1d6 poison. There's only 1.
So is that I can't half that, right? It's just
No.
1.
I think that's only physical damage. Uncanny dodge halves. I think.
It just says when a creature you see hits you with an attack, you can take a reaction to half the attack's damage against you, round down.
Okay.
It doesn't say whether it's
So
physical.
that would
or...
be, yeah, that would be just that attack anyway. You already did it to the pumpkin bomb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Either way,
use-
it was 1. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because you use your reaction. So the
yeah.
initial
So
hit
if it's a
is not-
reaction, yeah. So I would
You only use
use
it
it on
once.
the first attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so that's the end of his turn. It is now Grimes' turn. What are we doing?
Right. I'm going to get within 20
And if you want, you can pass through Jack's flicker and start flying.
So if I go like
that, then you can just literally step off and you'll be
You
flying.
should
and I can move over this way.
with your double axe, hit him right in the back of the head. Well, he's engaged with me, so you can get advantage.
Yeah.
Well, you already have advantage too because you hit him with.
I do. Okay. All right, so I'll hit him with the great axe.
Put a great axe right in the back of his little pumpkin head.
Get him, Grime.
Okay, so I get advantage on this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to opt for -5 on, both rolls
He's declaring.
to add 10.
Okay. Doing the old great weapon master.
All right, so that's going to be a 21.
Okay, that hits.
Okay.
It's gonna be a lot of damage.
A 19.
All right, yeah, they both
Okay,
hit.
so Madden 10. I'm going to use.
And they're doubled, so it's adding 20.
I'm going to use Frenzy, which is going to add a 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'm going to use my final Fury for +3.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so
that becomes +6. So you're at least at 26 right now.
all right, so that's going to be 13
Okay. Doubled is another 26.
+6
Okay. So doubled, so you're at
Like
16.
64.
+3 and +2.
So plus 10.
Okay, 74 damage.
And don't you get another?
And I get another attack.
So after that,
He's dead.
he's dead. Yeah! So
Get him, Grime.
So, is there any particular way you would like to?
You
make
should have
this
just ran
monstrous
and leapt
pumpkin
and
extra
flew in the
dead?
air and just chopped
Can
him.
I kind of use Lantern Jack to kneel down and I jump off of his back and just
Yeah, sure.
Well, you can fly, so you don't need to do that.
oh, even better.
He's still gonna do it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So as you do that, and you guys eliminate the monster, which we can.
That's some massive damage, my god.
Yeah.
I know.
Both of
Yeah,
us.
with it being all double. I mean, you guys.
And I did a crit. So. You should work in the Final Fantasy VII victory music one after the fight.
All right. So similar to the Watchers, Lantern Jack harvests the flicker from the corpse of the monster aspect. The vines kind of crumble and the floating earth motes begin to topple over and fall. There were several, there were a lot. Basically the two that were kind of in our battlefield, but all the other ones are beginning to, all the vines are beginning to just kind of break and snap away, and then the earth motes are all crumbling and falling. Shattering the ground and raining down upon the Shadesvale version of Crystalwick down below, as the weakened landscape cracks and splinters from the shockwaves of impact, obliterating buildings into ruins, causing catastrophic trauma to the innocent Shadesvale townsfolk of Dwargar, Nocturne, which are dark elves of this world, humans, goblins, undead, and more. As your floating earth motes are beginning to kind of fall, Lantern Jack along with you guys now even fully, even more renewed, as he's only missing another little part of his flicker. That is all that is left that was stolen by the holiday spirit. You guys now have the opportunity to kind of brace yourselves, to prepare any kind of abilities or anything like that to increase your likelihood of safety, to endure the collapse of those giant earth motes you guys are on as they're falling down onto the town of Crystalwick. That was to the southwest of you, but from where the earth motes were kind of drifting, and then where they ended up ultimately falling and everything, you're pretty much landing into, and it's getting just obliterated and destroyed, the Shadesvale version of the town of Crystalwick. So is there anything you guys want to do to this will, depending on how you prep, will alter the DC and the potential damage, as you guys are now on these kind of enormous floating earth motes that are now falling into the city below?
What do you think?
So as this is falling, is the pumpkin dude just right next to us dead?
Yeah, the monster, so parts of the earth mote have kind of crumbled and fallen and everything. Lantern Jack, your ability to fly and everything, kind of got pretty much turned off when Lantern Jack harvested that flicker and everything, and he's now kind of attuning to that new influx of his flicker and everything, so everything got kind of turned off for a moment until he can kind of absorb that next part. So as the earth motes are falling, you guys suddenly feel that that magic just kind of pulled from you for a minute and almost feel alone again as Lantern Jack is kind of taking a few moments.
Do you want to use the body as a...
I was kind of thinking it's kind of mushy in there.
Yeah, you can probably use that. I can if I'm in the shadow of the falling thing, I can grab onto my things and like actually fly my cape, so I can safely get down.
During that fatality, I would have, with all that damage, I would have healed up.
Yeah. Yeah, you literally did 74 damage before we.
Yeah, so you're back at max HP.
Yep.
So maybe he can use the corpse of that thing to soften the blow on the ground, and I can just float down with.
So I'll grab my my hand axes and I'll just kind of cut a hole in his body and just
like a
climb
ram
in.
or a tauntaun.
And climb right in there.
Okay. All right. So you just kind of climb inside of this mushy. I mean, it smelled rotten.
Yeah, he grind.
We're from a swamp.
Yeah, we're from Grimblewood.
Oh right. Yeah.
We're no.
I forgot
We're no
about his.
strangers to
Forgot about
smells
his,
and slimes and grimes.
one turn. I forgot to do his passive last turn. Forgot about that. Oh.
Guess we just have to start over.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right,
Hey, welcome to episode 10
Back it in.
of Play Tabletop, or 9. All right, so you guys have a plan. You are now inside all the guts of that monster that you guys had slain alongside Lantern Jack. Lantern Jack is kind of just throughout the chaos and everything, he is kind of like absorbing his kind of flicker and kind of like gracefully kind of falling amongst all the debris and everything. He's going to take a little bit of damage and get a little beaten up and everything, but him being an immortal entity and also growing and surging in his power as he's bonding with the rest of his flicker, kind of absorbing it, he's going to be okay. And then you are just kind of basically, you just put on your cloak.
See ya.
I didn't have to
away as a bat.
polymorph into a bat. If I can grab the edges, I can just fly.
Fly with it. Okay.
Yeah, because I can only do it once per day if I want to turn into a bat.
Okay. A little what we do in the shadows action. Got it.
Yes.
All right. So as that all begins to kind of fall and crumble, all of you guys make. So you don't have to make. Well, yeah. So you're trying to dodge falling debris. Yours is a very, very much less risky saving throw. You are trying to navigate this fall almost the same way that a guy in a barrel going down Niagara Falls is kind of like trying to control this a little bit. Whatever you are in, it is kind of cushiony, and it is kind of like this ethereal, monstrous thing that kind of has a little bit of like magical elements to it that may kind of protect you a little bit. So you're going to make either, if you're trying to kind of like control how you're kind of falling and everything, an acrobatics check, or make a constitution saving throw. So we'll give you either one. Constitution saving throw is going to be lower than the acrobatics check.
Okay. I'll do acrobatics. I think I have pretty good acrobatics.
All right, go for it. Same thing with you. Acrobatics.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics. As you're trying to kind of control and dodge and everything, all these things.
Okay.
And kind of navigate this thing.
17 plus 9 for
Okay.
acrobatics.
All right.
That's a 17 plus 5.
My
26,
lord.
22.
Okay. All right, so it's impossible to
We're very
escape
nimble
this with no
goblins.
damage, but okay, so you take 10 bludgeoning total from this
Am I still
several
raged?
100-foot. So at this point, I would say your rage is continuing because from this happening, you're still kind of like engaged in all this, and you are, for the most part, kind of taking a little bit of damage. Your adrenaline is still kind of going and everything. I would say narratively, yes, you would still be in a rage, as you still have that thrill. The thrill, you know, like Adolin. So
I just killed a pumpkin.
Dalinar.
you killed a pumpkin, man. I mean, come on. So yeah, you have that rage. And then you just being a little fucking flying around with your little cape, kind of navigating about. So you are hit with just a little bit of debris. So you're going to take 10 bludgeoning, and then you are just going to take 4 bludgeoning.
So 5.
So as you guys land, all the debris kind of clears out and everything, and you guys are just in the ruins of the Shadesvale version of Crystalwick. The scene is bloody chaos and disorder. You know that this destruction, though caused by the battle, was in a way self-fulfilling, as a way to mirror the chaos and the disorder upon the material plane that's so close upon the other side of the veil. And after a few minutes of gathering yourselves and taking in the horror that's around you, you notice that everything is coated in a cool purple glow. Tracing the strength of the glow to the source, it's easy, as the holiday spirit's power stone is the lone piece of the Shadesvale version of Crystalwick that is intact. This giant purple pylon is the holiday spirit's version of Lantern Jack's jack-o'-lantern in the center of town on the material plane. As you investigate about, you slowly begin to notice that the chaos and the disorder slowly faded away, like a forest quieting with the arrival of a predator. Thum. 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 Lantern Jack kind of holds out his hand.
Save your laughter for when you need it most. We face the Watcher and the monster. All that remains is
a gigantic knight in a pumpkin-headed suit of armor, with a sword and shield the size of a building, arrives from the smoke and fog of the devastation.
the champion.
And that's going to be our final initiative. Okay. So, as always, Lantern Jack is going to be at the top of the initiative order. What did we roll?
I got an 8 plus 6, 14.
So that's a 16 for the champion.
I got a 10.
Alright, Slime, then Grime. Alright, so we got Lantern Jack, we got the champion, we got Slime, and then we got Grime. Alright, so as this giant entity kind of...
I am here. The flicker is mine, Lantern Jack. Give me the rest of it.
As it kind of slowly moves its massive, literally the sword is 20 plus feet long, shield just about as big in diameter. So now, let me say, so Lantern Jack, again, shining his light on you guys will make it so that you guys can fly. It also is now 45 or 55 feet in length, whatever this larger length is. I forget exactly what the distance is. Any player within heals 10 the first time they're within the light on their turn. So again, you guys have that one activation to be able to heal from damage that you do. When he's in the light, he takes double. The first time you guys enter the light on your turn, you gain immediately 10 health. So... Alright. Let's see.
So we didn't, did we actually do any sort of short rest or anything, or no?
Yeah, so in the interim before when that collapsed, when you guys were gathering yourselves and everything through the wreckage, there was a short interim of where literally you guys were navigating kind of throughout these ruins, seeing the chaos and everything. And I would say in that period, you could kind of gather your wits enough to where we can consider that a short rest. You know, it's not literally like a rest. You guys did have time to kind of gather yourselves and prepare for the most part.
Okay.
So, for narrative's sake, yeah, I would say you guys can get another short rest. Cool. All right.
Does a short rest bring back any abilities?
No.
Not all.
So I don't have any
Yeah.
furies left. I was just curious.
And
They would say
actually,
like per long rest or per short rest. If you look next to them, like if you have to check them off,
Mm-hmm.
what would it say?
You do that when you click it.
Yeah, like next to the boxes. It says like /
Oh, okay.
Does it say short rest or
Oh.
long rest?
Long rest, yep.
another part of Lantern Jack's ability that I forgot.
Oh.
And this is supposed to come in earlier, but it wouldn't have made a difference earlier. So you can give up. So the first one would have been for a short rest. The second one, which takes place now, would be for a long rest. Because I was like, I could have sworn had a way for you guys to take a long rest. So Lantern Jack's ability, you can forego the first turn to get a short rest. You can forego the second turn using it to get a long rest. You're basically using some of his flicker to heal yourself. So two turns.
So we wouldn't be able to use him for 2 turns and we could replenish our abilities?
Yes, long rest.
That would depend if you really think
We
you
don't
need
even
those.
really need the fury.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know about you.
I don't think we need it.
It only does +3 damage, you know what I mean?
No, I think
I think having
more valuable.
having the double damage is way more valuable. Plus
and
the
we
10
can,
heal.
And we can heal, yeah. I didn't heal up completely from that short rest either. I still have like 4 HP that I could get back.
Alrighty, so we're gonna not do the long rest. Start off with full Lantern Jack. Alright, so you guys can use him for the first turn. What are we gonna do? Top of the order, Lantern Jack.
I guess if he can shine his light on us are you completely healed?
No, I lost 5.
All right.
So
if we can get our 10 HP and the ability to fly by him shining the light, and then if he has any other movement, if he could,
He has 50 movement now, flying.
all right. So could he potentially hit us and then get in range to hit him with the light?
Yeah.
All right, we'll
Yeah,
do
so
that.
each one of you would be 5, so 5 to 10. And literally to be able to hit him, flying, he could just 5, 10.
Hit him and then go back.
Yeah.
Cool.
You guys want to? And then there's the light.
Now, when we fly, do we gain his or our movement?
So entering that is what gives you guys the buff.
For the next turn.
Yep. So he shined it. So you guys now have your move speed that's flying, and you just got healed 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll go back up to 10. All right, I'm maxed now.
All right. So starting off, he can do either 3 sword attacks or 1 super big sword attack. So his move is 40 feet, and he is going to do so. All right. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
That's a big one.
He's a big boy. As he's kind of just...
Watch what a sword can do compared to a lantern.
And he kind of charges up, slams the sword down in one crushing blow. So the first one that he's going to hit is you, who's in the front. You have not raged yet or anything. So what he's going to do, it is +8 to hit. As a natural 20. Oh my god. Natural.
Yikes.
Cool.
Oh! Alright.
Oh.
So doubled.
Nice knowing you, Slime.
That is...
Very sad.
So,
Hopefully you can
44
contract
bludgeoning
playing here.
damage.
How much?
44
Oh
bludgeoning.
my.
All right, well, at least it
God,
doesn't
dude.
double you. So you're not dead.
Plus an additional, so you're okay. In a 10-foot wide, 15-foot long line, it kind of like sunders the ground for a little bit, so that would be hitting you. And it uses the same number, well, the same damage. That is a natural 1.
Oh.
So, cool.
All right.
All right.
So how much did you take?
44. I have 21 health left.
So
Oh,
with
damn,
this,
I thought you would have been dead.
so with this
I have
hit,
65 hit points.
Nice.
he was able to kind of, in bringing the swing down, you were able to kind of easily enough see it to where you were going to dodge out of the way.
You're
But yeah,
gonna
so
want
he
to do
rolls
some
out.
damage here so you can heal up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I actually misread that. And we'll do it on the next turn anyway, just to do it. He's supposed to use the same number rolled to hit. That's what kind of confused me. So that would have been another natural 20 like, to hit you.
Oh.
So, all right. So that is the end of his turn. So now it is Slime and then Grime. And he does have some legendary actions he can use between turns.
All right. He's engaged with Grime.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll use my dart as a sneak attack.
All right.
That is a 16 plus 6.
All right, that hits.
All right. So that is 1d4 plus 3. It's 1 plus 3 is 4. And then the 3 for this. 3 ones. So it's 3.
So it's a total of 7 double.
Yep. So 14. I get advantage on my next attack.
Okay.
And so he's bigger than large, probably, right?
Yes. He's,
All right. So could I do?
yeah, he's huge. Maybe gargantuan. Nah, he's huge.
I'm definitely gonna have to hide or something. I'm gonna use my withdrawal sneak attack, I guess. Is that how that works? No, I'm just gonna use my bonus action or my movement to get away and my bonus action to hide.
Okay.
If I run past the light, will I get another 10?
First time on a turn.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, first time on a turn.
Cool. I mean, I was already maxed anyway. Just curious.
And you can fly. Did you want to hide?
Yeah.
Like, at least get behind cover?
Yes,
Okay.
please. If I get hit by him, I'm going to die.
That was his one super big attack. He can also swing 3 other times. With
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I am not as tanky as him. Yeah, okay. I'll end my turn there.
Okay. All right. So he's going to do a legendary action in between. This costs 2 actions. He's going to do Sonic Roar. So he has 1 legendary action left. He echoes this kind of like echoing bellow that kind of like goes from that hollow armor. All creatures make a DC 16 Constitution save, or you can give up your bonus action on your next turn to cover your ears to automatically succeed.
And what is it, a con save?
Yes. DC 16.
I'm just going to give up my bonus action.
All right, so you have no bonus action next turn, but you're able to cover up your ears and focus and kind of drown it out. What about you?
I want to go for it.
All right, DC 16 Constitution save.
All right. 16 plus 6.
Nice. All right, you succeeded, so you're only going to take half damage. So that is only 4 psychic damage. And since you passed, you don't have to do the next part. The damage that you take is subtracted from your next attack roll, but you do not have to do that because you passed. All right, so that was his legendary action. That costs 2 actions. He has 1 left. It is your turn now.
Okay. I want to rage.
All right. For smoging.
Reckless attack. Give me advantage.
All right.
Alright, so I'm gonna attack with a great axe. Oh, before I do this, I'm gonna do the -5 to add 10.
Okay.
So that's gonna be 16 and then 27.
They both hit.
Okay. So with that, I'll be able to do Frenzy for a 2d6. And then I'll add 10 and 2.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 15
Okay.
plus 2
Okay.
plus 10. So 25, 27, and then a 5. So 32. And that's double.
Mm-hmm. That's
Okay.
64.
64, and that's my first attack. I'm going to use my heal. Or is that
Okay.
at the end of the turn?
You can use it whenever, but it's only a one-time.
Per battle.
Per battle. I mean, I only have 17. I should use that.
Yeah, you should use it.
Yeah. They healed all the way back up.
Okay.
All right, you draw from your flicker. You can kind of see him kind of surge a little bit. You can see a little bit kind of pull from Lantern Jack's kind of lantern. As you're able to heal up, replenish yourself.
And then I'm going to...
And in doing so, you also even see a little bit of the purple from here. Pull to where you are, because you guys chose kind of the shadowy path.
Okay. So I'll do my second attack with... I'm actually going to use my greatsword this time.
Okay.
Because I have... If you attack with a greatsword and it misses, you can deal damage to it equal to the ability modifier used to make the attack. Oops. So that's going to be a 21.
All right. To hit.
Yes.
That hits.
That's going to be 13 plus 2. That is the plus 10. Go for this too, for the... Where I took the 5 away.
You would have to do it again for this one.
Oh, I'll pass.
Okay. Alrighty.
So double that.
Yep. So it's 30. Cool.
And then I'm going to use a bonus action to disengage. And just kind of move this way. 6, 5, 10.
Cool. And you heal 10, being in the light. You're already healed up full anyway, right?
Yes.
Alright. Alrighty, so back at the top of the order with Lantern Jack. So what do you guys want to do?
Do you need health?
No, I think I'm full.
Okay.
So we can swing his light towards the guy. Excuse me. just keep the light on the stairs there to kind of deter him, I guess, from...
With how large he is, he can probably climb up either way.
Okay.
And he also has a 15-foot reach. So he could reach from even in front of it. But, alright. It is the champion's turn. He's going to do his 3 sword attacks. Up to 3 attacks. But they all must be different targets. So... And he can reach you all with a 15-foot reach.
Does he know I'm there? I'm hiding.
Alright, let's make a perception check.
Against my stealth.
Yep, he's going to use a legendary action to do it with advantage. And that's cocked. But he has an 18. And then that makes it a 19.
Total?
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Alright.
Alright, well, I guess I don't have to roll again.
He can't
I had
see.
advantage.
Um,
So it has to hit 3 different things. Can he even do it?
he can go up to 3 times it, just each one has to be different. So now he can only do 2.
Cool.
Alright, so on both. Alright, so one is a 22, one is a 19. Wait. 21. One's a 19, one's a 21. So one goes toward Lantern Jack, one goes toward you. And alright. So against Lantern Jack, he does 4 bludgeoning damage. Against you, he does 26 bludgeoning damage.
Halved.
Well,
Yes,
can we choose?
Oh wait, you did reckless. He gets advantage. It did not get a crit. All right.
So I take 13, right?
Yes. All right, so there was that. And then... Alrighty. Okay, right. Yeah, when crushing blow surpasses the target's AC by 6 or more, it rolls damage dice with advantage. That didn't come up yet. Okay. All right, so that's the end of the champion's turn. As he does so, kind of challenging Lantern Jack.
It was always me, Lantern Jack. You are here for a reason.
Lantern Jack kind of responding.
No, Spirit. It was always me.
And so that brings us to Slime.
Okay. I have advantage on him since I hit him with my dart last turn. So I'm gonna kind of just come out and slash at his ankles again. Do my patented Achilles slash.
By the way, since he hit Lantern Jack, his abilities are down till the top of the initiative.
Okay. So does he still take double damage this whole turn? No, okay.
We don't get that till the following turn.
Okay.
Yep, they're offline.
Alright, well I will... Wait, so I think I've been doing something wrong. For like the extra sneak attack things, like the trip and things like that, it says cost 1d6. So does that mean I only roll 2d6s for the damage? So I get a total of 3 for the damage. Am I supposed to sacrifice one of them to do one of these?
It's been so long since I've had to deal with that.
I think that's the way it probably is, so I'll just do that from now on.
Okay.
Anyway, so I will use my sneak attack dagger attack with advantage. That's not a 20 again.
Oh my god, dude.
And we want to check.
Verified.
All right. So, I'll attack.
Okay.
That's a 2 plus 3, so that's 5 for that one.
Okay.
And I will...
And that was with the crit, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
I'm going to use all 3 of them. I'm not going to... So I'm just going to use all 3 for the... That's a 9 plus 2 is 11. So it would be 5 plus 11, 16 total damage for that. And then I guess doubled because I crit, not because of that. And then can I do a Fury of the Small and add a plus 3? Or do I have to declare that?
Yeah, I think it's it's when you hit with an attack, right?
Yep, it says I can deal an extra plus 3 damage when you hit it. So I'll do an extra plus 3 damage.
Alright, so it's 35.
So that's plus 6 technically, right? Is it down?
Yeah, so typically, like, what we've
Is it
been
just the
doing,
dice stat? Or,
yeah, it's just
okay.
the
That's fine.
dice.
So I'll add the plus 3, and then I'll use my bonus action to kind of disengage out of there and get around the other side of the wall and hide. I'm creating space.
Alright, so he's going to use legendary action in between turns. He's going to use the Sonic Roar again. Just kind of like bantering back and forth with Lantern Jack, kind of saying that he is the true aspect that deserves the flicker, not him. And in doing so, he does that in his bellowing roar. And so everyone make a DC 16 con save. Again, you can forgo your bonus action to cover your ears to auto pass.
Ooh, it was 11.
All right, so failed.
It's gonna be 15.
All right, and you fail. All right, so you both take 8 psychic damage, and you subtract that from your next attack roll.
How much damage?
8. So your next attack, it's -8 to hit. Both of you guys. So, all right, after your turn, it is Grimes' turn.
Okay. So if I pass through this, is that offline entirely? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, not so we're back at the top of the order.
All right.
So this is actually out.
I'm gonna kind of come over here. And I'm gonna hit him with a hand axe.
Okay.
And use advantage, so you'll get advantage next turn.
And again, it's -8 to hit.
Okay. So first is 23 -8, so it's 15. Miss.
This is the PC. That hits.
Okay.
My God, -8 is still fucking hit. Jesus.
So that's going to be for then Frenzy. So we have a 7 plus 2, 9. $12.
That's a total of 12 damage. Got it.
And then I'm going to go in with my second attack.
Okay.
That's going to be... Is this -8 as well?
No, just your next attack.
Okay. So that's going to be 15.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. And that's going to be a 7 plus 2, 9. Is Frenzy only the first one?
I'm not sure. Check what it says.
If you use Reckless Attack with Rage, yeah, so it's for the turn. It's 9 plus 5 for
Right.
14.
14, cool. Alrighty. So you're just kind of chopping away at him. Sometimes he doesn't even bother to raise his shield. It does look like you are nicking into his armor a little bit and everything. As you're hitting him, you can kind of see almost aspects of your flicker kind of like coming out and like the purple kind of glow emanating from kind of everything around here that's giving the holiday spirit power, which this is just basically a minion of. His flicker, which is stolen from Lantern Jack, you can almost kind of see it leaching out almost and kind of almost like bonding with yours. And each time you hit, you almost see a few pieces of it just kind of spark, and maybe you have a little bit more, or maybe he has a little bit more, and almost like there's like another battle within the battle kind of happening with each attack that you guys make. The entire time he's just kind of coaxing Lantern Jack on, and several times this Lantern Jack is kind of keep it up, come on, he's weakening.
He's now
This is it.
vexed.
He's what?
He's now vexed from the hand axe, so I don't have to use Reckless next turn.
Got it, cool. Noted that. And then he kind of continuously responds with, "There's no laughter here." So with that, we're now at the top of the order, Lantern Jack. You guys can do your thing with him.
You want to just
Yep.
heal all of us and then kind of keep it here?
All right, so everybody gets healed 10. He gets hit with it, so he's going to take double damage.
Should we move him?
Yeah, maybe down.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe more towards the pillar. What is this pillar again?
Which pillar?
The
Oh, the pylon thing?
Yeah, the pylon.
That's where the holiday spirits like power pretty much comes from and emanates from.
You want to move him closer?
Yeah, maybe let's kind of get closer, move him closer to that thing. He has a ton of movement, right? He's like 80.
Yeah,
Flying
he has
too.
a
How
lot.
far?
How close do you want to get it? I don't know. And we can
So
still
he has
have it.
80, so he was here, so 5, 10. Well, we can just move this way. 5, 10, 15, 20.
He has 50 flying.
Alright, so.
Yeah, just
so
at the bottom.
here.
Yeah, the bottom of the stairs, and then have his thing shining towards that way. Yeah.
Alrighty. Alright, so champion's turn. Let's go this way and do a super strong sword attack in that line. So the first one he's going to do is going to be against Lantern Jack. And so that is a 14, which does hit. And that is going to be 23 bludgeoning damage. And then the same thing is going to go to hit you, so that is 14 to hit.
Miss.
All right, cool. So that misses you, and then were you behind?
I'm off to the side.
Okay, cool. So it's going to naturally miss you, and that's where he was. So, all right, so Lantern Jack, his thing goes offline because he got hit. And he is within melee range of him now. So that is it for his turn, all his actions and everything. So now the slime's turn. And as far as like how much hurt he looks like he's taken a good amount of damage. It's mostly his armor isn't all that damaged. It's mostly almost like the integrity of his flicker, pretty much, is what you guys are kind of, with each blow that you are literally physically doing, like at a spiritual level, your flicker is hitting against his and kind of sapping a little bit back.
Okay.
And you guys can start to see this purple pylon kind of focusing harder because it's now that this entity is losing some of the flicker that's animating it. This pylon now has to power it with the holiday spirit's power, so his flicker is starting to go from like an orange to almost like a purple.
Okay. What are... No, never mind. I'm going to kind of get in a line of sight. I can fly because he's hit me with the thing, right?
Yep.
All right, so I can...
Oh, no, it's turned off. He got hit.
Okay. So I will... I'll
Go
come
to
out.
the left here.
Yeah, kind of like in line of sight somehow, like not around, like more towards the outside. Yeah, like that. So I can see him.
How's that?
That's fine. How much movement would you say that is?
Probably 25 feet.
I mean, can you move back here? Can you still see him with getting like partial cover?
Yeah, he would have a little bit more to his AC. And you did it from back there.
That's fine. I'll hit him with my dart.
All right.
I didn't do that last time, so I don't have advantage. Unless I'm sneak attacking because he is in...
Yeah, he's
combat.
engaged with Lantern Jack, yeah.
Alright, so I guess I do get advantage from that?
Yep.
Alright, so dart attack. That is a 10 plus 6.
All right, that hits. 16.
And that is a 15 plus 6. So
All right, that
either
also...
way.
You guys have yet to miss with an attack.
Awesome.
It's the bond of
fuck?
brotherhood, man.
It is.
He has reactions that have to deal with you guys missing.
Well,
I've yet to use them.
alright, so that is 4 plus 3, which is 7.
Okay.
And then I'll add... Can he be poisoned?
You can try.
I don't like that. I'll just use all 3. For damage.
Okay. It's live.
Well, it was 6, so
Okay.
we'll say it is live. And those other 2 were a 2 and a 1, so 9.
Plus 7 is 16. All right.
Yep. And I'll use my movement to hide again. The rest kind of get behind maybe that pillar right there and hide as my bonus action.
So now does Grimes' turn,
Okay.
which actually is going to use a legendary action. It's a move. And just to get engaged within you. That movement was his legendary action. So, your turn.
All right. So I have advantage. I'm gonna hit him with the old Great Axe with Frenzy, and I'm gonna do the -5 to add 10.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 14.
To hit?
Yeah.
Alright, that hits.
Okay. But -5, so that's going to be a 9.
Oh, that missed.
But I have advantage, and the second attack was 26.
Okay, so it hit. I just got so excited. I was like, reaction!
Okay.
You idiot!
So,
His shield! He can finally use it.
we're going to do...
Alright, I'm writing that down. Shield.
Little shield bash action.
So that's going to be 12 plus 6, so 18 plus 2, 20 plus 10, 30.
Alright. Nice. You're able to really just, through that attack, even there, and Lantern Jack, even though he's still kind of replenishing his lantern and everything, keep going. Keep going. We can do this. This was not all
So I
a
have the
waste.
second attack. I'm going to try to hit him with the
Go
hand
for it.
axe.
We were meant to be here. It's almost there.
Okay. So we're going to hit him with the hand axe. Do I get advantage on... It's only the first, right?
Yeah, it's only first.
Okay. That's going to be 11.
Alright, that missed. Oh. So, reaction time.
Use your inspiration.
He's going to counter with a
Have you
shield.
used it yet?
Mm-mm.
Do it just so because it'll be funny.
I'm going to use
It's the last battle. Do it. It'll be funny.
Alright, do it. What do we
it.
got?
How does it work?
You just get to reroll again.
Just reroll
Okay.
it.
Reroll
Let's
your
go.
20.
It's a natural 20.
Fucking
go.
Oh my god.
And what happens if
yeah.
you can?
28.
There you go. And what happens if you crit someone? Don't you have something?
If I crit somebody, where's it at? I gotta find it.
Your rolls have been absolutely insane
Okay,
this entire
so
game.
The
great,
one
great
man when we
weapon
get
master.
Inspire.
If I score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0, you can make one melee weapon attack as a bonus action.
So after you're done doing this damage, you'll roll
I have
one.
another attack.
Alright.
All right, so
And this one's double.
so this one's gonna be with the hand axe, so I'll get advantage again next turn. So it's
Vexing. The
You
creature is
just feel-
extremely vexed.
Yeah, you just feel invigorated from seeing Lantern Jack and how he's kind of like cheering you on and everything, seeing the flickers kind of change, seeing him get so close to you, almost challenging you as he approached you. This kind of brings you back to earlier with the Goliath challenging you, and you kind of see almost the Goliath in vision with this guy, and you're just like, not this time, bitch. And you
Okay.
come up with your axe, and you just swing all in, man, and what damage do we do?
so that's gonna be a 7
All right.
plus a 6.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's
So
going to be
that's-
doubled to 26.
So that's 13 plus 2,
26 plus 2.
15. And then yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so it's 28. So it's a good amount.
Okay.
And then you get to do an additional attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna attack with the let's do the great sword on this one.
Yeah.
All right.
So this
Hey,
one's gonna be
3 different weapons? That's it.
this one's gonna be a 17.
He really is a
Absolutely
weapons
weapon
master.
juggling, man.
He's a
Yeah.
weapons master.
Go for it.
And this one's gonna be so a great sword, okay, alright, well that hit. So we're gonna do
What was it?
8 plus 2, so 10 plus 5, 15.
All right, so 15. All right, so with that, he is very low, man. And in doing this, I mean, you literally, like, you watching your brother, you couldn't have been more proud as you see kind of Lantern Jack, this ancient, epic
Start laughing.
creature, kind of watching this unfold, this giant champion standing upon this kind of, like, rocky, Shadowfell kind of precipice as he's kind of challenging your brother, similar to the Goliath that you've seen him beat just earlier on in the day. And you just watch him from weapon to weapon, just... and it just gets stuck into his armor, and he doesn't even bother to pull it out. He unsheaths the sword, and he just one at a time from weapon to weapon is just lodging them into this creature, and you can see the different sparks of their flickers that are kind of surging, and you can see Lantern Jack's kind of lantern beginning to surge. The pylon in the middle, the purple part of it, is starting to surge as well, and you're almost starting to see kind of like stress fractures begin to kind of form upon it. And you can see that this thing is very low, and you guys are nearing the precipice of getting the final piece of Lantern Jack's flicker. So that is the end of your turn, right?
Yes.
All right, so you guys can move Lantern Jack again. Go ahead and do any kind of
I'll just
shenanigans you guys want to do.
Just another
Basically,
hit everyone.
Heal us up.
Do I have to? I'm still max.
Brings me up to 64 out of 65.
Well, let's go.
All right, so that hits all of you guys. So in doing this, he is going to now, with being as bloodied as he is, he emanates a 10-foot emanation at all times. It's called Heavy Footfalls. He sunders the earth with every heavy footstep that he makes. He makes a permanent 10-foot radius emanation. All creatures who enter it for the first time on a turn, which would be you right now as you're engaged with him, they have to make a DC 17 Strength or DC 19 Dex save, or be knocked prone.
Okay, I'll
Do
go
you get
for
advantage on strength saves while you're ranged?
I do.
That's cool.
So I'll do
DC
strength.
DC is 18.
Okay,
If you fail, you'll be knocked prone.
Yeah, keep trying.
so that's 6. That's not gonna fly. What's the save?
18.
That's a 3.
All right. So you are knocked prone, my guy.
That's okay. We got this.
So now he gets advantage. Now with being bloodied, he has 4 sword attacks.
Raggy.
Similar
faith
to
in
the
you.
Goliath. After you teed off on him, he just kind of rolls up his sleeves.
It's my turn.
It's a shame there's no laughter here. He'd be laughing. All right, so all 4 attacks get advantage. So first one. So the highest is 19 to hit. So the highest is 27. 21. No natural 2 4s. So yeah, it's only 12. All right. So first one does 20 bludgeoning damage. Second one, 19 bludgeoning damage. Third one, 8 bludgeoning damage. So 39, 47.
Does my rage go away when I'm knocked down?
You're just prone.
Okay.
So in doing so and him knocking you down, he now just...
So it's 47 half.
Yep.
So
24.
And then with you still being prone and everything, he is now going to march right on over to Lantern Jack and kind of get between him and that pylon. All right. So now to Slime's turn. He's looking very weak, and you just watched him absolutely just the sparks of their flickers as he just was teeing off on your brother up on this cliff precipice.
Can you
Goes
one-shot
down.
him?
He's going down to challenge Lantern Jack. As he stepped down to challenge Lantern Jack, he kind of,
We're ending this now.
So I can fly.
Flicker against shadow.
Can I polymorph into a bat and just fly above him and then unpolymorph and just come down with my dagger?
Yeah.
All right, we'll try that.
All right, go for it. Make a dagger attack.
That's not
That's me.
Where are you?
behind me. I'm hiding.
You're hiding. I couldn't find you.
Yeah. Dagger attack, sneak attack, obviously. All right, that's a 5 plus 6 is 11.
That misses.
Did you use your inspiration?
That's a 9 plus 6.
And he's going to shield bash his first one.
Wait. Oh, that's just advantage. So does this one hit?
Oh, this is the same attack?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. 9 plus 6?
Yeah.
That hits.
So I didn't know.
That would have been so epic, too. As you come falling down, he just kind of...
Just hits me out of the air.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, so then... So...
I needed to make his AC higher, man.
All right, that's a 4. So 4 plus 3 is 7 from
Okay.
that, and then plus the 3d6.
Plus he takes double because he got exposed to Lantern Jack. He didn't get to attack him. His legendary action would have been in between turns.
That is a 9.
All right.
So 9 plus 7 is 16. Doubled. So 32.
All right. So as you do that and you come stab, you can see that the top part of his armor kind of splinters open. You can see this whole beam of light kind of shooting out of it. This is kind of like it almost looks like it's the flicker is kind of fleeting, and Lantern Jack holding up his lantern kind of starts trying to like siphon it in. Did you want to jump off of him or did you want to stay on top of him? And give you the option in this moment that all this crazy
Will
stuff.
that give me any advantage on him trying to hit me if I'm like kind of just like stuck on him? Could I use like a bonus action and try to like hold my ground a little bit, like hunker down?
Yeah,
with
try and do that.
Maybe not take my dagger out of him after I stab him and kind of just hold on to it.
Okay.
So I'm like, "Ah! Ah!"
All right, yeah. So you're absolutely holding
So
on.
I'm like kind of hanging off maybe like the back of his shoulder so he can't reach me because I guess his arms are probably too big to like reach like that. So that's where I'm at.
All right, yeah.
I'm like,
so while you're doing that, while you're doing that, you're gonna get a front row view of the next scene as it unfolds.
Uh-oh. That sounds scary.
As that happens, the Lantern Jack is kind of holding it up and absorbing it with his lantern.
Oh, can I add 3 to that, by the way, for my Fury of the Small?
Yeah.
You got it. That would have been funny.
Now he's dead. Okay. So as that
doubles
happens,
too. Just 6 to it.
6.
So you got him.
Oh, okay.
You got him.
Keep going. Tell me more.
I can add 5 more. So as all this happens, Lantern Jack absorbs that little bit that kind of leaks out and shines out from his helmet. And now all that's really aglow is this little bit within his chest. A lot of it is starting to kind of turn that purplish color. The pylon is starting to get these kind of like stress fractures. The even like thinness of the Shade's Veil that you guys are within is starting to kind of bleed. You're starting to almost see after images of the material plane starting to kind of bleed through. As he's kind of struggling to kind of maintain his form with you kind of clutching onto the back of him, Lantern Jack, as he finishes absorbing that last bit of yellow, kind of holds it up and looks up at him and looks at the two of you, and then he just kind of plants his scythe into the ground right at the base of that pylon and hangs his lantern on top of it, dangling upon the blade of the scythe as it's kind of attracting your own flickers, the purplish holiday spirit flicker from the pylon, the flicker from the champion that you guys were fighting. And he slowly approaches the champion. As you're kind of clutched onto him, its head is kind of half split open and it's kind of struggling to maintain its animation with its flicker.
It matters not that you stole my flicker.
He's like,
even if my jack-o'-lantern were completely destroyed, it still would not matter. For I have millions of jack-o'-lanterns.
and he kind of pointing at you guys.
My flicker burns within each and every one of them. And I'm willing to bet my life that my flicker outshines your shadow. That their laughter drowns out your dread.
As he does this, the champion, in this last little bit of kind of maintaining to its life force and animation, its sword stabs through Lantern Jack and lifts him up into the air, holding him like just a little piece of meat upon a kebab, as he's holding him by the point of his sword, and he slowly brings him down so that their faces are just kind of a few inches away from each other. And Lantern Jack, even as that sword is plunged within him, his flicker starting to kind of shine out in little bursts of light. And the champion just kind of looking at him, and you can like sense the tenseness and anger and fury that is fueling him. And he just looks at Lantern Jack in the face.
There is no laughter here, Lantern Jack.
And Lantern Jack kind of looks back at you, the light within his head growing dim. And he pats his chest while he's kind of still hanging by that blade several times, kind of You get that feeling of what he had spoken about earlier, of the power of things that come from the chest. And then he rolls his head forward so that his forehead touches the metal of the armor as they kind of burningly glare into each other's eyes. And in his last breaths, he utters 3 final breaths. Ha. 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 And then as he does so, he clasps his hand upon the champion's helmet, and both of their glows become streams that are being pulled into his lantern. Simultaneously, the purple glow of the Holiday Spirit's pylon rapidly begins getting siphoned into the lantern, and the two roil and clash within as they vie for dominance. As this happens, as the lantern is kind of... and all the different colors between Lantern Jack's flicker and then the Holiday Spirit's flicker are getting sucked in and kind of battling each other within. You feel, again, kind of drawn. You feel both of the things that kind of drew you here, kind of calling to you and pulling to you, asking for help. And in this instance, what do you guys do?
I'm like on the back of him now. Now, after I hear Lantern Jack say that, I just start just bursting out in laughter and like hanging on, just cracking up. That's it.
All right.
Just right in his ear, like hanging on those thing, just laughing right at him.
Okay. And as you do so, are you kind of championing like Lantern Jack's flicker and everything? Or are you kind of, because you guys kind of had that pull toward the shadow part, not that your aspects couldn't have changed throughout this whole journey, but in doing this, you feel this immense power of Lantern Jack's flicker and then the Holiday Spirit's flicker. And as it's like literally siphoning into here, you feel like if you step into those light streams, you could kind of harness some of that. And you could potentially, at the same time, diminish, almost like interrupting a circuit that's fueling something. So if you stepped into the Holiday Spirit's part, then you'd be kind of interrupting that circuit going through, and you would be absorbing some of that power. Though what that could do to you, you have no idea. But you can also literally battle it this way, if you wanted to. Just laugh at it and try and...
I don't know, maybe Lantern Jack has made slime a little less slimy.
Yeah?
Through this adventure.
Because either way, you're going to be laughing to combat it. But you can literally step into it.
Let's take the power. Let's go.
Okay. And then what
That was our goal.
Yeah.
I'm laughing alongside my brother.
All right, you guys are going to kind of hold hands and form a link. You kind of touch the purple pylon, hold his hand, he touches the lantern, and as that kind of purple force is slowed down and kind of sluggishly going through the two of you, your clothes begin to kind of lift and begin to almost kind of shred a little bit until you're down your underwear.
No, my biggest fear.
All the stuff I stole is like, like no.
But no, actually, as this is happening, all of your possessions are beginning to.
No.
It's doing so. Are you okay with it still?
I take it back. Nah, I'm not okay with that.
Are you gonna let go?
Yeah.
All right. So as that happens, you let go.
It's just a natural reaction. I see my treasure disappearing in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
I gotta reach for my treasure disappearing.
All right.
It's what slime would do.
All right. So you let go and it begins to kind of find its direct path again. You can see at this point the lantern is probably 3/4 of the way Lantern Jack's flicker, and maybe 1/4 of the way is the Holiday Spirit's purple kind of glow that's trying to kind of fight it back. And at this point, you feel that you have been infused with some amount of the Holiday Spirit's flicker equivalent. What bringing that to the material plane in this random goblin avatar conduit? We have no idea what kind of... No one has ever harnessed this power or anything like that before. But you do have just a minute amount, because as it went through you pretty rapidly, you let go. It literally, for a mortal, it would have incinerated all your clothes, all your possessions, and there was a chance it would have incinerated you as well.
Well, I'm glad I let go.
It's an ancient, otherworldly, like godlike power kind of thing.
Well, listen, my stuff started
Sounds like
disappearing,
enough
so-
to rule a swamp. Perhaps.
Me too.
But you guys did make it a big enough difference to where it's about 3/4 of the way flicker, about a quarter of the way the purple flicker. And at this point, you guys could, if you wanted to, just touch onto the lantern, or even touch onto the back of Lantern Jack as his corpse is still there, or the now unanimated corpse of the champion, as now it's literally just flicker against flicker in the lantern. And you guys can try and kind of project your laughter and your happiness and your bravery and everything into this lantern to try and help him fight it off.
Yeah, I guess we'll do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So both of you guys go ahead, and we're gonna make Constitution checks, and we need to equal a total of 100.
Oh.
And each round that you do not, you take 1d10 psychic damage.
Constitution, you said?
Yes. Just Constitution
Is this a saving throw?
checks. Yep. Just check. So just roll d20, add your Constitution modifier.
Plus 0.
Okay.
Alright.
17
That's a
plus
D12.
3, so
Yeah,
that's a
roll the
20.
right thing.
Okay, nice.
A 15 plus 0.
All right. So you guys are up to 35 already. So you take 8 psychic damage. As you guys are touching onto this lantern, again, all this white, or all this like orange glow, and then this kind of purple glow, kind of splitting almost like the land kind of in half. As you guys are both onto this lantern, and all this energy is kind of both kind of getting into you enough to where, as it's kind of like leaching into you, you guys especially, a little more of the purple energy that's already within you is kind of combating it. Some of the purple energy that's kind of bleeding into you can see through like all the cracks, every single individual like crack in your skin. You can start to see the purple energy that was within you is beginning to kind of almost meet up with it and kind of like forge even more. But with this, you are still pushing, and you are trying to like you are literally inside of you projecting this laughter, and you guys eventually literally are beginning to just
Things! Stuff!
And you were just maniacally laughing as you were just projecting all comedy, all bravery, everything that is within you, and your chest is beginning to just illuminate this bright orange glow that, even though you have some of that holiday spirit still within you, it is just bypassing it and just surging into the lantern as you are projecting your own flicker of Lantern Jack that lives within all this into this lantern as all this chaos is happening. So go ahead and make another Constitution check. You guys have a total of 35 so far. We need to get to 100 as you guys are trying to aid Lantern Jack in fighting this off.
17 plus 0.
18 plus 3, 21.
Ooh. All right, so that gives us to 50. You had 17?
17, yep.
All right, so that brings us to 52, and you had 21. All right, so that is 73. Cool, so you guys take another 10 psychic damage. As your
How you
body's...
looking, brother?
Pretty hurt.
You're starting to feel like you're starting to literally smell your skin beginning to cook and burn, and just like
How much was
burnt
that last
hair. Huh?
10.
10?
Yeah.
Alright, so 14.
You're smelling burnt hair in the air and everything. You can taste kind of metal and blood in your mouth, yet still you're pushing on. You're still... And as you're looking at each other, you can see that you're bleeding from the mouth, yet you keep on going, and you feel you've never felt like you had more of a purpose, more bravery, more strength than you did right now. And go ahead and make another Constitution check, as you guys need a total of 27 to break the threshold of 100.
I don't think I'll die, but I'm close.
16.
7.
Ah,
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
Okay. So that
Wait.
brings... So 16 brings
I have an
us up to
inspiration still.
89.
How much do I need? Take away the 7. What do
You
I
need
need?
11.
We're doing it. Inspiration. 11.
Mm-hmm.
18.
Let's go. Yeah. All right. And with that, you guys are able to... And this light just kind of projects from both of you and just kind of crosses the lantern, just kind of burning away all the purple glow as it... And the pylon just kind of shatters. Though it will reform, because the holiday spirit is infinite. But the holiday spirit's influence over the world comes to an end. As you guys kind of feel already the veil begin to kind of shift and fade back over. And though Lantern Jack, his avatar, so to speak, is It got absolutely obliterated through all that, not only from getting stabbed from the champion, but then during all that elemental chaos, even the champion's corpse and armor and everything got roasted and just obliterated from it all. By the time it all kind of ends and you guys kind of, when that initial kind of climax happened, your vision went just completely, you got completely blinded by it. As your vision reforms, the veil has completely lifted, and the Dark Harvest, even though it is still that holiday, the Shades Veil has been, even though there is still that little bit of an overlap, the holiday spirit's presence has been completely removed, as it's now just a memory, and like this bad dream that you had. Yes, when you first have it, you're still skeeved out like the whole day, maybe. But a year later, like, oh yeah, like it means nothing anymore. And that is that feeling you have about the holiday spirit and all the dread that it brought along with you guys. And now you're all back in the material world, as the Shades Veil had passed and you bled back into the town of Crystalwick. And though there is still a lot of chaos and disorder that is still being cleaned up, it immediately is starting to get a whole lot cleaner as all of the amalgams and all the nightmares creatures dissolve into ash. And the Goosebumps and the Watchmen are able to kind of get order. And you just kind of get this sense of almost community and this kind of innate bravery that was inside of you that you never really gave the light of day. And it is as the day kind of carries on and everything begins to kind of get cleaned up and everything about town, and the Dark Harvest officially comes to an end. Even Mayor Putrepox and everybody else in town gathers near Lantern Jack's jack-o'-lantern, and every one of them has their own little jack-o'-lantern that they place in front of it. And once most of the people in the town, everyone that is there, including the two of you, should you so choose, carve your own personalized jack-o'-lantern and put it down, just you can start to see as everyone's kind of gathered around, and the holiday is coming to an end right as the clock strikes midnight for the day going in before, for the year for Lantern Jack to begin to kind of reanimate within the Shades Veil. That flicker that is within his jack-o'-lantern that had been stolen. You see these tiny little motes leave every single person's chest. And then once the final one lands into there, a flicker animates. And you all feel this kind of sense of warmth within you. A warmth that has always been there, and a warmth that created Lantern Jack, as he, like everything else, is a self-realized aspect of the world of Doorway. And though this year the Dark Harvest was saved, next year the holiday spirit will surely be back with a vengeance. And now we have two kind of out-of-control goblins with a little bit of the holiday spirit's aspect within them.
Grimblewick will be ours.
Which may lead into another adventure.
Is that what it's called? Grimblewick?
Grimblewhack.
Grimblewhack. I made it up right off the top of my head, so I can't remember.
And you guys can make it canon if you want, if everybody in town believes you that you guys saved the holiday, because nobody will believe you at all.
Well, we're gonna try. We'll take our talents to South Beach, like LeBron James.
They'll write songs about us.
They will.
All right, so that is it. That is the flicker of Lantern Jack. Hope you guys had fun.
That was awesome.
Very good. Very
we'll
good.
See you guys on the next one.
Like and subscribe.